म्हणून आता हा समज ना आता होईल फक्त 2 मिनिट थांबा ना. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Let's go ahead. We are still doing a chapter called income from salary, and under the chapter income from salary, we are in the last part, that is perquisites. Under perquisites, we have so far already completed. Bro, tell me one thing. कौन था ये पागल? Under perquisites, we have so far completed allowances. Pratik, boss, stop distributing your stuff. Tell me, this is point number 9 of what? Perquisites, where valuation is not going to be so easy. Your employer is providing you free or concessional, this time medical facility. See, understand the difference between what we studied under a medical loan and this. Under a medical loan, you need money for treatment. Your employer is paying your hospital bill. But one fine day will take it back from you. One fine day will take it back from you. Middle wala light off. Arey, karna de, how much you are thinking? Okay, forget it. In that, he was giving you loan, but he was going to take the money back. Bolo yes or no? But here, he is going to sponsor your treatment and not take the money. There, the only benefit was the interest that he is not charging. But here, he is going to sponsor your treatment. He is going to pay for your treatment. The simple employer will be paying a hospital. And whatever employer has paid, that is your saving. And that is your value of perquisite minus recovered. That way, it's general rule only. Expense of employer minus amount recovered from employee. But if this was directly so simple, then we wouldn't have discussed it separately. There are some points to be noted. There are certain things that you have to be careful about. For example, let me begin by reminding you that if your employer is giving you something called a fixed medical allowance every month, remember this when you join the corporate world. There is some tax benefit if your employer is giving you money on the basis of expense income. Say, supposingly I was unwell and I had 15,000 expense and my boss paid that 15,000 expense. There is some tax benefit. Next month I was not unwell. Everything was fine. So no bill paid by boss. Third month I had 5,000 expense. Like this, the annual expenditure incurred is 24,000 rupees. But my boss paid me as and when I spent. Otherwise he did not. So there is some tax benefit that we will get. Instead of this, if your employer is giving you every month fixed 2,000, irrespective of your health, that will become a fixed medical allowance. And fixed medical allowance is going to be fully taxable. So tax benefit is given only and only on the basis of reimbursements, expense incurred. If you are getting it as a fixed monthly payment is going to be fully taxable. Fixed monthly payment is going to be fully taxable. And bro, what if I tell you the corporate world, how they manipulate things here? See, if I have to tell my employer that you will have to give me medical benefit, my employer says every month I will give you 5,000. So the total will be 60,000 and I will have to pay tax on the 60,000 because it is fixed monthly. Correct? Alternatively, if I submit different amount bills every month and my boss gives me reimbursement on the basis of those bills, and finally I tell my boss during the year, don't give more than 60. That's your budget. No. Instead of giving as a fixed monthly amount, give it to me as and when I submit the bills. You still have to pay 60, but I will save some tax. So pay me on variable basis, not on fixed basis. So will they be able to save some tax? Yes. And then after this, corporate employees, for example, my brother, now he is no longer a corporate employee. He left his job to start his own company, and coincidentally, yesterday only was the launch of his company. Till now, it was under secret care. Now he has openly declared it. His investors include Abibo. He is basically playing, private Shark Tank. Shark Tank as a show is public, so people know that big investors are investing in companies of other people. But his company investors include Hakim Ali, India's number one hairdresser. His company ka investor include Sunil Shetty, KL Rahul. They are his investors. Kunal Bal also, that Snapdeal ka founder, was one whom he had a meeting, but it did not materialize. He has launched. I'm not doing marketing for my brother because he is also not giving me 194H in this regard. I doubt whether he will give me a free sample also. But once you have a tattoo, once you have your ink, basically it reflects your attitude, it reflects your beliefs. But over time it fades. So he has launched a range of products which will keep the shine. A daily moisturizer, sunscreen only for tattoo care, and probably one of the first world company which has brought this range of products for world, because whichever country I have also been to, 9 out of 10 people have some ink on themselves. The culture of tattoos is worldwide. So basically uska range of products he has launched. Before that he was a corporate employee. So as a corporate employee he used to get medical allowance, but he convinced his employer to give him variable basis. For variable basis he will get tax benefit. After that, what he said at home, that whenever you order any medicine, tell the shopkeeper to give the bill in my name, because these bills I have to submit to my employer, take reimbursement and tax benefit instead of paying fixed monthly amount, because fixed monthly amount is fully taxable. So one day I asked him, so you want the medical ka bills? So you're paying, no? You want bills? No, you pay. I'm only asking for, the younger child of Indian household, liability on the family. I'm telling you. Liability. What if when next time you are teaching accounts to anybody in class 11, difference between asset and liability, tell them elder child, younger child. Ah. So he used to take all the reimbursement from his company on the basis of medical expense of the full family without paying. Payment I have to make. Reimbursements he was to. And plus tax benefit. If you feel that my brother is greedy, you think so? Because you are the elder one. One of my uncles, he also used to be a corporate employee. He also used to get medical expense reimbursement from his employer. Now, he also instructed at home that any bill bring in mind. But we are the Marwadi culture, so generally cash payment was made at the shop, bills were not taken. So most occasions he did not get sufficient bills. Finally, he used his idea. He went to the shop. Which shop? Medical shop, nahi, stationery shop. He got the bill book printed. Name of the local medical shop. Normally, bill book hota na. Name of that local shop. Address. Under the name, we always put the address. He got the bill book printed. He used to make bills at home only whenever he wanted. And rubber stamp also he got. He didn't go to the medical shop. He went to the stationery shop. One bill book, one rubber stamp. And he used to make bills at home. Simple. Keep it simple. Why take bills? Make bills. Bro. So fixed medical allowance is taxable. Preferably take medical benefit on the basis of reimbursements. Is that clear? Corporate employees get medical benefits. Professors of coaching classes don't get any extra benefit. In fact, they have to take lectures even when they are injured, because if they take holiday, someone else will start taking lectures. Without any increment year after year after year. Is that someone present? No. Someone, matlab, only one person matters that way. Then there's you can in between, keep on doing it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, fixed medical allowance. Understood why fully taxable? Because you are getting this money irrespective of whether you are incurring any expense or no. Expense-based reimbursement will earn the tax benefits. Apart from that, your employer can sponsor for you something called a personal accident policy. Your employer can acquire something called staff group insurance. Your employer can pay something called medical insurance premium of employee. First of all, understand all these are insurance policies, whether a personal accident policy, group insurance, or medical insurance. They are all insurance policies. Under insurance, we pay premium. What is happening here? Premium will be paid by employer. Premium will be paid by to take this policy, or this policy. With premium, we buy the policy, and claim will be received by employee. Premium will be paid by employer. Claim will be received by employee. Matlab, is the employee getting some benefit here? Employer is taking insurance for you. If your employer is taking any medical insurance for you, individual, group, or accident policy, all three cases you have benefit because he will pay premium, you will get claim. He will pay premium, you will get claim. But the benefit will be fully exempt. Yes, please. Logic. Why, sir? Because we are getting benefit. Everyone agrees. He pays premium for my policy. Am I getting benefit? Then why exempt? Then it should be taxable. Why exempt? Huh. But I am not paying. No, am I saving? Then I should pay tax. Insurance is in the name of the employee or group of employees, because it can be staff group insurance also. Insurance company is providing that. No. Any random company, ABC Limited, is taking insurance for its employees. Insurance company is not providing the benefit. Anyone in the corporate world is buying this policy for their employees. Offer? नहीं दूंगा. नहीं, I thought it was easy. Okay, try कर रही कुछ. Expression. Actually, I think, sir, no idea. These are the kind of expressions because she is on the first bench. No, I am the only person who has access to her expressions. So only I know कि क्या गंदा look, and not one day, every day almost. Expression like some intellectual is doing some research on the subject and will come out with some thesis, will change the history of the subject. हो गया? Yes, you had to say something. Still, I appreciate your trying. At least you should try. Try something. Give the wrong answer. I will never make fun of wrong answer. We are all here to learn. It is very much possible one day I will learn something from you. Nobody is indispensable. Taxation is a subject where every day you have to learn something. आगे बोल. No. Death cases, life insurance is fully exempt. Employee का भाई मेरा you are saying. No. Only life insurance का death benefit is exempt. Maturity benefit within it. This is not life insurance. This is medical insurance, accident policy. This is not life insurance. Exemption is only for life insurance. Other insurance policies, the claim received is taxable. Whether medical insurance, marine insurance, stock insurance, business insurance, fire insurance. Huh? I didn't teach you any exemption. Exemption was only life insurance. हाँ तो it is recurring. Boss is paying the premium every year. No. The full facility is only medical facility. So this full facility should be exempt. Full perquisite should be exempt. Your boss is recruiting you. You are saying something? Say how? Go ahead. Go ahead. But it will not have to bear. Why? If you are my employee, I have to promise to you that something happens to you while working in my factory, I will take care. And something actually happened, then I will have to pay compensation. If I take insurance, I will save myself from that compensation. I am doing it for myself, not for me. Personal accident policy. Logic understood? Employer is doing it for safety of himself for not paying compensation. Staff group insurance. Every organization promises that we will give you salary of maximum 5 lakh. You're like some basic expenses in this I can take care. But if somebody in the family is unwell, then what? Well, don't worry. For that, we will keep separate 3 lakh. If somebody is unwell, we will give you. So fixed salary 5 lakh. Variable pay on the basis of somebody being unwell, 3 lakh separate. No problem. By chance somebody is unwell in your house. So as per commitment, boss will have to give. Boss is safeguarding himself by taking either group staff insurance or individual medical insurance based on staff strength. So in all these cases, the boss is buying policy to save himself from paying you the compensation. If the policy was not there, then compensation would have been paid by your boss. And therefore, he's not doing it for you. He's doing it for himself fully, etc. Understood? Last. Any kind of reimbursement of COVID-19 related expense. Reimbursement of COVID-19 illness related expense for self or family. Family here will be same as 10-5, same as spouse. Same as 10-5 means spouse and children. Always parents and siblings if dependent and children ka whole Akash wala student. And by the way, it is the 15th lecture and Akash ka number by now has changed. है ना? So ladies and gentlemen, you or your family member. Now you know family member ka definition. Had COVID-19 nahi. COVID-19 or any related illness. Because whoever got affected with COVID got COVID. Anyone here who got COVID and recovered by the way? No one? No. Actually, COVID was only for the rich and the privileged, I must tell you. I never got COVID. How does COVID happen? Secretions. अरे वो droplets, मतलब कफ का, sneeze का, saliva while talking. नहीं. COVID happens by testing. If you don't test, you will never have COVID. Check, try. You can get COVID only and only if you undergo RT-PCR. I never underwent RT-PCR. And as far as the bacteria entering my body is concerned, I have eaten the worst of junk throughout my childhood, my teenage, and even now, while I take a lot of care of my health, body, and the things that I eat, when I eat junk without thinking what I am eating. That guy who sold me pani puri, before and after selling me pani puri, has scratched all the parts of his body, and that same hands he dipped in the pani, and that same pani. When the COVID bacteria entered my body, the bacteria was like, bro, too much of competition here. Nothing affected this guy. What am I gonna do? Plus, COVID-19 vaccine also we have taken. You have taken? I took COVID-19 vaccine before COVID came. Every Saturday evening. Someone asked me in Marathi, Las घेतली का, that have you taken vaccine? I said yes. That Shaniwari Sandhyakali. Every Saturday evening, COVID vaccine. That was only the sanitizer. Take some drops. Huh. So COVID cannot affect me, but there were people who got affected. And post-COVID side effects, especially who took heavy dosages of that remdesivir, etc. Those crazy medicines which should not have been given to anyone. There was some medicine called Fabiflu or Tamiflu, something like that also. People got diabetes actually after COVID medication. People got hypertension, high blood pressure because of that medication. There were some people, the diabetes went so up that they actually lost their eyesight. They got a disease called myopia because of the COVID bacteria, the COVID virus. So we are not only talking about COVID treatment, we are talking about any treatment of post-COVID side effect. All those expenses you have incurred. This can be a disease contracted by the employee or a family member. We know the definition of family. An employee is suffering this illness. Employer is reimbursing the expense. Reimbursement of COVID-19 related illness expense fully exempt. Fully exempt. Is that clear? So yes, we can make massive tax manipulation. Sir, how? Take money from your employer, not in the form of salary, but in the form of COVID reimbursement. Money is money ultimately. If you take in the form of salary, you'll have to pay tax. Take in the form of reimbursement of COVID expense, you don't have to pay tax. You'll save tax. Pass on a portion of it in cash to your employer. Employer will also happily do it. But problem is that for that COVID has to come. When was the last time you heard of someone having COVID? It's an international game plan that first start spreading news that these many cases found, 15 new COVID cases in Pune. Bro, did you go and check? It is same as auntie saying 70% people are filing in new regime. You speak the false again, 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 and again, and again, and again, and again. It looks like it is true. Same strategy of Red Bull, same strategy of people who are giving a PR team to improve their social media image. Because celebrities do that, that is understandable. CA coaching ka professors and organizations are giving money to PR teams. You speak the lie again and again and again and again. It appears to be after a point. Your subconscious mind starts accepting that to be true. So, first they will start their game plan by spreading news about new cases found. Then they will pay newspapers and media channels because I have told you everything is paid to tell you that the new virus is deadly. You have to keep paying them. Like for example, this virus HMPV, something that was invented recently in China. Bro, Chinese don't have any patience on me. Every morning they have something new and different to give to the world. So starting my news channel showed, but after a point the investors stopped paying. The news channel also stopped showing. You have to pay them that this is more dangerous, very, very dangerous. You have to keep that hype so that people are convinced that COVID is back. And then that business of masks, sanitizer, again, everything will resume. Then people will believe that there are COVID cases. And then only the tax benefit setting can be done. You can't be going and saying, like you may have said, sir, so finally I can go and say I have COVID. Arey bro, how can you go and say you have COVID? You need some evidence of that. You understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, there is tax benefit of reimbursement of COVID-19 related illness. Everyone is clear? So, only fixed medical allowance is going to be fully taxable. Everything else is going to be fully exempt. Now we come to the chart of valuation of perquisite. Because other than this, what is possible? Your employer is paying your hospital bill. Correct? Eh? Whatever bill he pays minus the amount recovered is your taxable perquisite. Let us understand the chart and complete this. You will have to go and first see whether the employer is paying the bill of yourself or your family. If the boss is paying for yourself and your family, and now you know the definition of family: spouse, children. Spouse and children, always dependent, independent, resident, non-resident, elder than you, younger than you, as long as it is your spouse and your children, with the restriction, it is going to be family. And your boss is giving you money for others. If your boss is paying money of others, whatever your boss is paid is going to be fully taxable. Tax benefit, if at all will come, it will come only if the patient is you or family. So true or false? You cannot consider your neighbor's spouse as yours. False. You can consider your neighbor's wife as your wife. Yes. You can't pay her medical bill. False. You can pay. In fact, your boss is reimbursing it. Look at the boss. Your boss wants you to be happy, so is sponsoring your bill of neighbor's wife. Can he pay? Yes. Fully taxable. Fully taxable. Means monetary wise it is fully taxable. You have no tax savings, non-monetary benefit, it is between you and her. She is only messaging. No one will take neighbor's wife for hospital treatment, at least not openly, and take reimbursement from boss. That happens secretly. But then can you take your independent parents for a hospital treatment and boss paying for them? They will also fall here. Can you take your father-in-law, mother-in-law? They will come here. Your grandparents, your grandchildren will come here. Your independent brother, sister will come here, because in family they are only dependent brother, sister. These people we can take openly also. And boss can pay for your parents, siblings, even if they are independent, for your grandparents, grandchildren or in-laws. Such payments are going to be fully taxable. If at all there is any exemption provided in the chart in perquisite, it is only if the patient falls in the definition of family. If the patient does not fall in the definition of family, then it is going to be fully taxable. Ye clear hai? Fantastic. Now in respect of family, you will have to see whether the treatment is given in India or means understand, you are going for medical treatment outside India and the cost of that is being paid by your employer. So that is one thing. Or alternatively, more likely you are getting your treatment. You or your family member getting the treatment done within India. And who is sponsoring that treatment? Your employer. The treatment that is sponsored by your employer is going to be fully exempt if the employer itself is a hospital. So pick up any big hospital. It will have staff, doctors, nurse, ward boys. They will have family, and the hospital is not charging any money to them because they are staff. Fully exempt. Other people we would have charged, no? But here it is going to be fully exempt. Second, every employer can't be hospital. For example, an employee of ABC Limited. ABC Limited is sponsoring treatment of you or your family at a government hospital. Fully exempt. Fully exempt. We have in our area on the country's largest government hospital, King Edward Memorial, KEM hospital we call it. Government hospitals ka condition in our country is such that when you enter them, no, you actually will fall sick. If you are perfect, you will collapse. KEM. Bro, only if you pass from the road outside that hospital, no, the smell over there is a little different from the rest of the city. Only even the road outside the hospital. But yes, your boss is paying to a government hospital. Are you saving? Fully exempt. You will many times find out that government hospitals don't have treatment only of everything. For example, this country's largest government hospital called KM Hospital, which coincidentally is in our area only, its dialysis machine was not working for 6 months. And then if someone used to come for dialysis treatment, so they used to say that across the road there is another hospital, you can go and take the treatment over there such hospitals are known as recommended hospital. So you are taking treatment in government hospital or recommended hospital, or sometimes there can be a hospital which is approved by the CCIT, the CCIT, the Chief Commissioner of Income Tax. Income Tax Department has a hierarchy: senior officer, middle officer, junior. The senior most officer in the income tax department, if you are ever asked who is the senior most, Chief Commissioner of Income Tax. Then it's a hierarchy. After Chief Commissioner, there is Commissioner, Additional Commissioner, Joint Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner. But the senior most is Chief Commissioner. Any hospital which has been granted approval by CCIT will also fall in this category. If the treatment is done in these places, it is going to be fully exempt. Employer hospital, government hospital, recommended hospital, approved hospital. 4 places fully exempt. What are those 4 places, bro? Employer hospital, government hospital, recommended hospital, approved hospital. 4 cases it is going to be fully exempt. If the patient is family, self and family. So, for example, nurse in KA, which is government hospital as well as employer hospital. Her mother-in-law is unwell and she gets free treatment there. That will be taxable because the patient is others. You understood? And what if the treatment is done at other places? For example, private hospital, which is not recommended, approved or employer hospital. So such medical treatment is going to be fully taxable. 4 places fully exempt, other places fully taxable. Is that clear? Now your employer is sending you for treatment outside India. When you send someone for treatment outside India, there is going to be expense in 3 categories. 1, there is going to be treatment cost that will be incurred. But apart from treatment cost, there is also going to be travel cost outside India. And that also it has to be P+1. Think about it. Most complicated diseases today we have treatment in India. Still, if somebody has to go for foreign treatment, that means it has to be something really, really bad, complicated. So we need at least one attendant with the patient. We can't be telling the patient that, listen, hey bro, I will drop you at the airport on a stretcher. From there, airlines people will take you inside. Then at the destination, hospital people will come. And after your treatment, the hospital people will drop you to the airport. Airline will bring you here. And I will come to pick you to the airport in case you come back. Bye. In case you don't, we'll tell the hospital over there only to finish the matter. Array, electric, non-electric, however he wants to. These days I see, during funerals also people invite startups. There are startups which provide funeral services and for all religions. They know all customs and traditions. Well, in your religion, it is like this. These are the processes. And then after the funeral is over, they actually give a feedback form. How did you like our services? Will you like to be a beneficiary of our services? They give feedback form. There are, believe me, I am not making fun. This is not funny. You can Google. There is website antyeshti.com, antimsanskar.com who provide these services. In fact, there are shops which sell. You need some stuff for conducting the final rites of someone. Now, shops ke liye you have to send someone and with a list and buy. No. On Amazon, there is a funeral kit. You can actually order same day delivery if you have Prime, of course. You can, quick commerce people will also enter this field. You will get your, those bamboos that are required, or the cloth required to tie the person. We in our culture, we put some shawls also. Every culture has a different, term, custom, tradition. So, you just have to order that kit. They will deliver. Antim Sanskar kit. Believe me, because moving forward, people may or may not know how to do that. Now that guy died. Now, how to take you, bro? We don't know. You lie here, we'll ask someone and come. Be here only or don't go anywhere. Just imagine. So we need, for a disease where we have to send you abroad, we need someone to travel with. And bro, along with that, we will also need cost of food and stay, no? That also P plus one. It is not that the attendant does not want food, correct? And second, see, when a patient is admitted in Mumbai, most big hospitals now prohibit outside food. But there are some hospitals which do allow, because some of our family members don't eat outside food, even if it is hospital kitchen. They don't eat. So we, our Marwadi culture, we actually in the family decide that who will take the three tiffins for the day. One breakfast tiffin, one lunch tiffin, one dinner tiffin. Based on who is available. Supposing my CA final batch is going on. So I can take only the dinner tiffin because breakfast and lunchtime I am not available. Final and then inter and then only I come back. Supposingly my only inter ka lectures and final ka lectures get over. So inter ka 2 lectures per day. So breakfast ka tiffin I can give. Lunch ka based on location. Now this location close to my house I can give the tiffin income. But if I have to go far away, then I have to leave early. Then maybe the dinner ka tiffin. We have to set it like this. We have to take turns. And now those facilities have also become so smooth. You can just be fast your tiffin if no one is available on a particular. Quick delivery platforms also are available. So what to do when the patient has gone abroad? Book 3 tickets per day. Breakfast tiffin. Bro, that breakfast tiffin, by the time it reaches, it will be lunchtime over there. So there only you will have to spend, and patient as well as the attendant. All these expenses will be incurred for treatment outside India. Here, the patient has to be in the definition of family. Don't forget that. If it is non-family, the chart is over long ago. It is going to be fully taxable. In case of treatment, you will get an amount which is exempt up to the amount permitted by RBI. Now that you all have completed your law syllabus, which is why you all kept me waiting for so many days. You all only said, no, law baki. So, you all know in India there is a law called FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act. A certain amount of foreign currency can be spent without approval. It is also, if I am not wrong, known as the Liberalized Remittance Scheme (LRS) of RBI, under which up to 250,000 US dollars can be spent without any permission. Liberalized Remittance Scheme, 250,000 US dollars. Is the amount correct? You are thinking how I know all this? Bro, but FEMA was not in my syllabus. It was there in final, but final also we focused on Companies Act. But I am still in touch with everything that is happening in other laws, not in as detail as I go into taxation, but general knowledge I have for everything. Bro, that's how I know, no? That Saturday evening you have to first dip your finger and then general knowledge. General knowledge you should have of everything. For certain foreign currency expenses, you will need central government permission. For certain foreign currency expense, you need RBI permission. This is a subject matter of RBI. So, whatever amount is approved by RBI, that much will be exempt. For example, you have spent for foreign treatment 5 lakh rupees. RBI permitted 4 lakh rupees, so 1 lakh taxable. Exam is very easy because 5 lakh, 4 lakh both will be given in the question. You just need to know that exempt up to RBI permission if patient is family. Non-family member, full 5 lakh taxable. Family member, then RBI permission amount will be exempt. You understood? So exempt up to amount permitted by RBI. Food and stay, exempt up to amount permitted by RBI. Same. And travel. This is different. This is exempt up to an amount which is permitted by RBI. Well, sir, yesterday evening you were with Pratik. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, it is looking same, but now it will become different, bro. If it was same like this, then I wouldn't have written it thrice. I would have just made an arrow here and said exempt up to amount permitted by RBI. Obviously, there is some difference that this exemption will be given to you only and only if your gross total income, open your eyes and observe carefully, not your salary income, gross total. Gross total income contains income from all heads. Gross total income before the travel amount, because the travel amount is yet to be added. No, this portion is yet to be added. So don't add this. Other than this, check your gross total income. If your gross total income is up to rupees 2 lakh, then only exemption will be given. Exemption will be given how much? RBI permission. So here, exemption up to RBI permission without any condition. Here, exemption up to RBI permission without any condition. Here, exemption will be same, but provided your GTI is up to 2 lakhs. Sir, first, which amount are we checking? Complete your house property, PGBP, capital gain, other sources. Then come to salary. Complete your basic, DA, all allowances, all perquisite, complete everything under salary. Then come to medical perquisite. These things are exempt. This is taxable, so include it. Then come to this chart. Take this amount because this is fully taxable. Then come to the left side. Take this amount because the other places are exempt. We have to keep on including the taxable part. Then come here. Take here the taxable part, which is above the amount permitted. Here also. Everything is over. Only one thing is left. This part. Which part? The travel part. Only one thing is left. That is the travel part. Everything else is done. Only one thing is left. Which part? If that is up to rupees 2 lakh, then you get this exception. Otherwise, you don't get this exception. Full year, all heads of income total should be maximum 2 lakh. So your monthly income will come to rupees. Your monthly income will come to rupees. If your annual income has to be maximum 2 lakh, so your monthly income should be maximum 16,667. That also total of all the heads of income. Monthly income 16,667. An employer is sending you for foreign treatment. When this limit was set as 2 lakh rupees 20-30 years ago, at that time it was sensible. Today, if you are earning 16,667 rupees per month, your employer won't send you to government hospital also for treatment. Bro, you die, we'll find another employee. An employee will be very, very valuable if you are paying him 166,667 per month. Maybe 16 lakh 66,000 per month. Then you are a valuable employee. They won't want to lose you. Never lose your valuable employees. Please make sure that you keep your valuable people very, very happy. Because if you don't, you never know. One day you will lose them. So somebody who is earning 1,66,667, your employer may not want to lose you. But bro, you are earning 16,667. Who you? You who? Your employer, bro, what is the probability of your employer sending you for foreign treatment? Of course, as the proverb goes, nothing is impossible. Except putting the toothpaste back in the tube. Nothing is impossible. In the exam, they can give you a question. Total is up to 2 lakh. Then take the exemption. But if the total is 2 lakh and 1 rupee, the entire amount spent will be taxable. That RBI permission ka exemption also you will not get. Is that clear? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the chart for taxing your medical perquisite. Quick recap. Fixed medical allowance is going to be fully taxable. Then the other insurance policies and COVID reimbursement, fully exempt. If it's a non-family member, irrespective, fully taxable. Family member, 4 places fully exempt. Employer, government approved, recommended. Other places fully taxable. And in treatment outside India, everywhere it will be up to RBI permission, but in travel only if everything other than travel, the total is up to rupees less than or equal to. Clear hai? That's your medical facility. Let's go ahead. Perquisite number 10. They only recommend because they don't have treatment. Who else will recommend that? So I will recommend. So how does my recommendation matter? Obviously. Yes. Next. Free or concessional meal facility. Free or concessional meal facility. Your boss wants to feed you. Option 1, take this money, eat tiffin. Take this money, eat tiffin. Take this money, eat tiffin. Tiffin allowance. Tax treatment, fully taxable. Option 2, take this tiffin, eat. Perquisite. You understand? You understand meal facility? Obviously, the employer will have to buy that meal for you. So, cost of the employer is your saving. Should there be your perquisite? Should that be your perquisite? If it's a free meal, yes. And if it will be concessional, you want to guess what will I do for concessional? Minus the amount recovered. But amount paid by employer minus recovered from the employee will become the general rule. Because there is a small twist here that this will be exempt up to rupees 50 per meal. After taking this exemption, only this much is going to be taxable. And of course, in this also, if your employer has recovered something from you, so the balance will be taxable. Of course, recovery we are subtracting for concessional, and this exemption of 50 rupees per meal is also only in the old regime. In new regime, this 50 rupees ka benefit also auntie will take away. In Mumbai slang language, we call it chindi chor. Somebody who steals your bike cleaning cloth. The bike cleaning cloth is called chindi. If you are aware, I don't know whether you are aware or not. And there are people who steal that also. Especially during monsoon. Have you experienced that? Best part is, a scooter based two-wheeler like Activa, at least you can hide it in the dicky. But motorcycles mein to it, and just understand our culture also. If you have done this, if you ever told your parents that you want a dirty clothes for cleaning, you are asking for dirty clothes. Activity is what? Cleaning. And you are asking for dirty clothes. Then understand our tendency. Why dirty clothes? Because you know it is going to get stolen. Auntie stealing 50 rupees tax benefit from you. She's auntie. So, if the meal is worth 200, you pay tax on 150. If the meal is worth 500, you pay tax on 450. If the meal is of 40 rupees, fully exempt. 40 rupees, fully exempt. Up to 50 rupees per meal will be fully exempt. So, 500 rupees ka food, 450 taxable. And from that, 200 was taken from you. So, 250 is taxable. Free or concessional meal facility. Just because of this 50 rupees per meal ka exemption, it is separate. If this part gets, today I didn't hit you. If this part gets removed, then it will become same as general rule. Is that clear? However, if your employer is providing what, bro? Snacks, or as Gujus like to call it, snakes. Gujus call it snakes only. Snacks or non-alcoholic beverages during office hours. That will be, see, only when your employer is providing you a proper full-fledged meal, that will be taxable if more than 50 rupees, minus the recovery, of course. But if your boss is providing you snacks, by the way, that snacks wala part is also a scam. Your office ends at 6:30, 7 o'clock. At 6:45, they will order sandwich for you. Evening time, the street food vendors have a lot of rush. So that guy will say, sir, it will take some time. The boss will say, of course, take your time. And then your boss will tell you that, abhi sandwich is coming, no, eat and go, no. So you are, that one sandwich is basically a bribe given to you. Problem is you who will fall for that bribe. And of course, then when you are waiting for the sandwich, what do you tell your boss? Sir, I packed my bag, so I am sitting and waiting. No, then if you're sitting in office, then do some work. If not today, tomorrow, you only have to do it. You never know, it can take an extra hour or more than that. That one sandwich is basically a scam that will be done with you in the corporate world. Don't fall for it. So you realize he is giving you that snack only for making you sit extra. Not taxable. Non-alcoholic beverages like tea, coffee, etc. if your employer is giving you during office hours. Some employers do give tea, coffee during office hours. Some employers do give. Certain places you have to carry them from home only and you have to bring your stuff yourself. Not all employers are ready to pay for your tea, coffee. Also, certain places you have to pay for yourself. But in case your employer is paying for your tea during office hours, what happened? Chico Chino Chibu. What happened? I am only explaining something. So parallelly, I am doing whatever. How does it matter? So that is going to be exempt. Is that clear? Because tea, coffee is motivation. But today my question is not this. My question is something else. Which employer, that also during office hours, provides alcoholic beverages? Non-alcoholic beverages during office hours exempt. Means alcoholic beverages taxable. Which employer gives? And bro, if there is an employer who gives alcoholic beverages during office hours, so my resume is ready. I'll give it to you. Forward it. See, money is secondary, bro. Ultimately, you need peace in life. And if you are getting peace during office hours, then nothing like that. Sukoon mila, sukoon, peace. You understand? Which employer? Just imagine employer providing alcoholic beverages. Just imagine coaching class giving alcoholic beverages to professors before, during and after class. But today we have finished 10 percolates. Let's go to the... Just imagine. And knowing the current generation, bro, you will look forward to that class. You will want, sir, take a little more. Show us some more talent of yours, sir. Generation. In our generation, you and me, our generation, we want to have fun at all times. The slight generation gap between you and me is on the ground that we also want to have fun at all times without any compromise on our work. And I am not saying that you all compromise on your work, but sometimes you all do. So that once in a while also should not take place. But that's the only generation gap between you and me. Have fun at all times. If you are enjoying the process, you will never get bored. Of course, it depends on who you learn it from. Not everyone can give you so much fun. Your ego may or may not allow you, but you will have to accept this. Okay? You will have to. Your ego, your personal issues with me may not allow you to. Sir, no one has that much fun. But you have to agree. Because I know myself. And I know everyone. So, bro, to each his own. Point is, these things during office hours. Kis baat ki khushi? What happened to you? So why is she gone? You give something. Snacks and non-alcoholic beverages during office hours. Fully exempt. Is that clear? And other meals, proper full-fledged meals. Don't say, no sir, my boss gave me sing chana during office. This is not funny. Where I used to work after becoming CA, because my parents were not happy with me entering the teaching profession. Only for my parents' happiness, I used to teach part-time. During my final exam, I was teaching only, taking time out of my studies. Then after qualification, I was sure I want to teach. Parents were not happy with that. Of course, today my mom goes around telling the whole world, मेरे बेटे का नाम Google पे search कर. मेरे बेटे. Today she gets more fun. But once in a while, when she is in the mood, you can't be messing with your mother at any given time. Because that one standard dialogue, which is same again between you and me, that don't try to be smart in front of me. I have given you birth. You have not given me birth. That us moment, us bro, us happens with you. Flying chapel at my age also. At my age. So you can't mess with your mother. But once in a while I do. Especially when she is like, once in a while she is, she gets emotional and she says that thank you for doing good work that I can proudly go and tell the world what my son is doing. And yeah, you were against it when I started. But only that much. She was not happy. Not at all happy. Of course, my father told me do whatever you want to. Because I also never listened to my father. So even if I tell you, you won't listen to me. But my mother was always, skeptical whether you will be able to do good or no. You need, wherever you go, you need some godfather, someone to support you. Most people in our family are family business owners. So basically, with that support, you may progress a little faster. But I wanted to carve my own route mainly because if I had entered that zone, I would have been monetarily more successful. Believe me, at least a couple of zeros more than my present income. But would have been always second in command to someone, working under someone, and for my basic needs also, I would have to borrow money from people or request the family member who is the owner of the business that allow me to withdraw these funds. I need to go out with my family or I need this money for this activity. Today, I don't have to borrow from anyone. So only to keep my parents happy that okay, let me do both. Give me some time, then I will finally tell you what I want. First day of office, morning 7 to 9, 9:30 lecture I used to take. 10 o'clock I used to reach office. If you come at 10:15, you will be marked half day absent. So at 9:30, I used to ride my two-wheeler at the speed of Domino's pizza deliveries. Because being absent, marked absent for 15 minutes, half day salary was very, very important for me. Till 6:30, it was official office timing. The boss under whom I was working, till 6 o'clock, he used to not be there only. Suddenly at 6 o'clock, he used to suddenly appear from somewhere. And he used to tell me that tomorrow, these are the assignments. We have to go to the income tax office. These are the papers that we have to submit. Kindly start preparing. No, sir, full day I was waiting for you. Why didn't you tell me? Every day ka habit. He used to stay at a faraway place in Mumbai, Kandivali. He used to come to there from Kandivali to South Mumbai. And I, by the end, was convinced that he also has one family in this area. So morning he comes, spends time with that family, and the evening he comes to the office to decide tomorrow's work. I was convinced. The first day of work itself, he did this. Like 6:30 I was sitting and doing nothing. And 6:30 he gave me work. 11 o'clock I reached home. My father asked me, how was your first day at office? I said, I won't work here for too long. So he, being himself a CA student, done articleship in Mumbai, he said, see, first day you can't judge anyone. Give some time. I know you don't want to do this. You are doing it only for us. Therefore, you are criticizing only in the first day. On the fourth day, I did not say anything because I was mentally not in a position. On the fourth day, he told me resign today. My father only told me resign. I said, no, now I am working. Let me work for 2 months because at 11 o'clock I used to reach home. 7 I have to start my class. And from 11 o'clock till 3 o'clock I used to study for the morning class. Because when you are a new teacher, just because you have passed an exam, you don't remember all the questions and their answers that you have to go and teach. The logic, the explanation, the step. And I believed in perfection. I can't be in front of students saying that, oh, sorry, I don't remember the next step. Let's check the solution. Then what's the difference between you and me? And of course, I was not teaching the subjects of final. I was teaching them, but that morning lecture was CPT maths. And maths was like binomial distribution, Poisson distribution, permutation, combination. Bro, 5 years later, I had forgotten all the formulas. So I had to learn the formulas. I used to sit and solve all the questions at night. And then in the morning, make the students solve the same questions. As a new teacher, if you want to take a 2-hour class, you have to study for 4 hours. At what point of time in my class, which joke I will crack, that preparation I do even today. I mentally plan every lecture before entering the lecture. Full, I know, 4 hours lecture. Okay, after 1 hour this. Okay, at 2 hours, at the end of 2 hours, when I will be doing this concept, this joke will be good to keep the class happy. And that I do even today. At what point of time? It can be a few minutes up and down. But today's lecture, these jokes will come. I am ready with that. Of course, these sections will come. I am ready with that also. Matlab, not just the jokes. But that was the preparation I had to do. And I used to sleep only for 3 to 6. So after 4-5 days, my father only told me, resign. But I did not. And now I'll tell you how that office used to motivate us. At 6:30 every day, they used to order sing and chana. Peanuts. Salary they paid was also peanuts. Salary that I get today also is peanuts. Peanuts. Peanuts are good on Saturday evenings. Peanuts are good on Saturday evenings, but salary is not good in the form of peanuts. If you did this, no, you should have actually gone out with some excuse. You can't be like opening the full door and coming and sitting again. That means they will, do anything which is illegal or immoral, but don't show that you are doing it. So you would have taken some excuse of opening the door wide and going out, doing nothing and coming back. You just say that I forgot to give my thumb while coming. So just pretend that you are doing something. Next time be careful. Okay? And they used to make us work beyond office hours. For peanuts. During office hours, for peanuts. Beyond office hours also for peanuts. Is that clear? A proper full-fledged meal will be taxable beyond 50 rupees. Snacks and non-alcoholic beverages will be fully taxable. Fantastic. Let's go ahead. Perquisite number 11. Credit card facility. Credit card concept is basically like your electricity telephone connection. You've taken a credit card. You use it to make purchases. You can go for shopping, cinema hall, malls, petrol pumps, restaurants. You can go wherever, pay money by a swipe on your card. As you do the transaction, the bank keeps on recording the transaction. There will be a cycle of the credit card, monthly cycle. Once that 1 month period gets over, the bank will generate a statement that during the last 1 month, you have made the following purchases using this card. Within the next 15 days, kindly pay us. And if you don't pay in 15 days, they levy massive interest and penalty charges. That is a big source of income for banks. Apart from their lending business, loans, the biggest source, one of the biggest sources is the penalty and interest that they charge on late payments. So credit card is basically an asset that you can use for incurring expenses. So what has your employer done? Want to guess? What? Given you a credit card and told you that only Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. What? Take this credit card. Ja Simran, ja ji le apni zindagi. Means you can swipe the card wherever you want and I will pay the bill. Means boss will pay your credit card bill. Can I say with that you are doing your shopping, your movies, and in that you can take your spouse or anybody's spouse. Ultimately, you are getting the benefit. So there will be an amount paid by employer. And of course, if you have made very high purchases, so he will recover something. Minus recovered. So that is general rule. Because there is only a slight twist here. Sometimes it is possible that you have used this credit card only to make some purchases for this office. So supposedly the bill of the credit card is 50,000. But in this 50,000, 8,000 was office related purchase. So your benefit is only 42, no. So you will subtract from this the official expense part in the credit card. the official expense part in the credit card bill. So 50 is the total bill, but 8,000 is office. So what is your benefit? 42. So what will your be? What will your perquisite be? But of course, from this also, if the boss is doing some recovery, we subtract that, and the balance will be your taxable amount. So only because of this line, it's a separate perquisite. Otherwise, it is general. Is that clear? Next, club facility. Not that club that you are thinking. Oh, let me make it clear. We are not talking about nightclubs here. Oh, CA students, expectation versus reality. Your expectation of clubbing will be what? Subah hone na de, shaam hone na de, ek dus. But welcome to the reality. It is clubbing of income after rates of income. Clubbing, expectation versus reality. This is not that club. Sports club. There are these huge corporate clubs, the membership of which is a status symbol. For example, in Mumbai, we have a club called National Sports Club of India, NSCI. In Mumbai, we have a club called Cricket Club of India, which runs the Brabourne Stadium of Mumbai. Or let me give you one more name. In Mumbai, we have a club called the Mumbai Cricket Association Club, MCA, which is basically running the Wankhede Stadium of Mumbai. If you are a member, let me talk about MCA because Wankhede Stadium, people from everywhere can relate. Mumbai's cricket stadium, Wankhede Stadium. In fact, just a couple of days ago, Wankhede Stadium completed 50 years of its existence and a grand celebration was conducted by calling all the past and present cricketers who have played from Mumbai. And cricket is something which everyone relates to. So Mumbai Cricket Association is that organization which owns the Wankhede Stadium. If you are a member of MCA, you will get free tickets to all events over there. In fact, in MCA, there is in that whole complex, you just don't have the stadium. There is also a swimming pool in that complex. You can go and use it. There is a gymnasium. There is a squash court. There is a tennis court. There is a badminton court. You can use those facilities. There's a restaurant inside. You can go and eat food, of course. That is not free, whatever is the charge, but very, very nominal charge. You have to pay all of that. But you can use all the facilities only and only if you are a member. More than anything else, that club, once you are a member, will give you a car parking sticker. That sticker on your car is a very, very big status symbol. That basically I am member of NSCI is a bigger status symbol. NSCI that way it does not have any stadium of its own, but it has a performance stadium, not a cricket stadium. NSCI is considered to be the most expensive club of Mumbai. The membership has now become 80-90 lakh rupees, maybe 1 crore plus, for utilizing all the facilities that I just named and plus the status symbol. Whether you will be a member of NSCI or no, if you have money that much is not enough, they will interview you to decide whether you are fit or not. So your boss has taken this club membership. With this, of course, organization is company. So who will go and do swimming? The memorandum of association. No. Certificate of incorporation. No. The employees, no. The employees will go and utilize the benefits of swimming pool, gymnasium, squash court, tennis court by showing their ID. The employees will go and eat the food and swipe the card. See, the club membership card comes a similar looking card to a credit card. It has a magnetic strip. So whatever you consume over there, you just have to swipe and sign. And month end pay, a bill will be generated for the consumption done throughout the month. You understand? Same as, in fact, are you aware ICAI gives membership IDs to all members, similar looking? I would have shown you my card, but wherever I have shown whichever batch, no, every time those people who specifically dislike me to a certain extent, the moment they see my photo on that, therefore I will not be able to show. If you will not make fun, then only I can show. Yes, we will make fun. Let me see if I have it. Not because I want to kill time of the class, but because I want to make you all understand that I take pride in this. Out of all, I have credit card with massive monetary limits. I have debit card of my bank which has massive balance. But that monetary power does not give me satisfaction as much as this. One card does. Give it back, huh? हंसेगी तो बहुत मारेगा. In case you laugh, it will come. Pass it on and give it back. It will come to you. Meanwhile, everyone else, focus please. It's a similar looking card. ICAI ka card, magnetic strip, similar card every club gives. You have to just swipe the card and that bill will be generated and that bill will come to you. Can I say employer will pay the bill? And who has utilized the facilities? So, amount paid by employer. Whoever laughs, I will hit you. Basically, this is a proof that nobody is ugly, you are only poor. Still, I was very good looking. Seriously? First time someone has said, and she's like, तो और क्या बोलूं? Minus official expense, because is it possible that you have taken some office client to that club and that day the swipe was an office expense, not your personal expense? Same as your credit card explanation. And you tell me what will I subtract? One more thing here. Come on, very easy. Minus the amount which is recovered. This will be taxable. So that way, do you understand? Credit card facility, club facility ka valuation is same. There is only one extra line under club facility. Because of this extra line, we are doing it separately. Otherwise, we would have merged. That if your organization has taken corporate membership of club, clubs offer two types of membership: individual membership and corporate membership. In individual membership, you will go and utilize the facilities. In corporate membership, your employees will come, which can be more than one. So obviously, corporate membership will be more expensive. Goes without saying. But what the point is that when a company is taking corporate membership, employee is not getting any benefit. Think about it. Employee will get benefit only the day when employee goes and uses the facilities over there. And that also as long as you remain the employee. That also only as long as you remain the employee. You understand? Once you leave that employment, you don't get the benefit. And therefore, corporate membership will be fully exempt. Is that clear? Apart from that, the valuation is absolutely same as credit card facility. Expense of employer minus official expense minus the amount which is recovered. Next, accommodation facility while on leave. So, we do take holidays. We do go for holidays with our family. For a holiday, if our boss is buying tickets, so that leave travel allowance we have studied at the beginning of the chapter. This time you are not buying tickets. Hear me out, please. You at your holiday destination will have to stay in some hotel, no? Hotel only, no? Just because there is no Salman Khan, you will sleep on footpath. The destination you will need a hotel. Hello, who is paying for that hotel? Employer is paying for that hotel. Read the heading. Accommodation facility while on leave. Ordinarily, the answer has to be what? Amount paid by employer to that hotel minus the amount recovered. But if that was the rule, then it becomes general rule. Slight twist does exist. Once in a while, yes, employers do provide what? Accommodation facility and buy your package of 2 nights, 3 nights, whatever your boss wants to give. It does that. But sometimes what can also happen is the company has received a holiday package from some client. Supposingly, I have an agency of selling mobile phones. You are maybe Oppo, Vivo, someone. and I have sold huge number of handsets, more than any other agent in the geography. So you want to incentivize this for me? You give my company a 2 nights holiday package. अब I am a company, so of course my memorandum cannot go. I will have to send one of my employees. अब I have many employees, so I send them on a turn by turn basis. I said, this time you go with your family. Next time we'll do similar business. We'll get another holiday package. We'll send you. We don't be unfair to our employees. One by one, we send all our employees. Is that clear? So here, please understand, our company has not made payment for buying this accommodation facility. Our company has not made any payment for buying this facility. You understand? If we make payment, the amount paid is your facility. But if we don't make payment, because we got it from client complimentary, we pass it on to our employer. So that way, if we go by amount paid by company, the perquisite value will become 0. But as an employee, do you understand? You got free stay. No? So we can't leave that case. You understand or no? So what we are going to do is, we will divide you into categories. Listen to this. If employer has paid to the organization, that hotel organization, then actual part, you want to guess when employer has not paid and got like a free package or something, then what should be the perquisite? We can't make it 0. We need to do something. Any other option that you have, because amount paid by employer is 0. Why is it 0? Package it got. So you want to give any other good option, okay, sir, like this we can do perquisite valuation. Try karo. No, others nahi, same. Same hotel, if it was not for a free package, what would have my employee paid? You understood or no? So we will have to go and see whether this is being given to selected employee because of a holiday package, or whether it is given to, bro, no client will give you holiday for all employees, and that you have to pay. So here there is going to be amount paid by employer, and here it is going to be amount charged to others, which we are not charging here because it's a free package. You understood? This will be the perquisite in this case. This will be the perquisite. Of course, from both cases, we will be subtracting the amount which is recovered to get the amount which is taxable. One more time, make you understand, if employer is paying, directly take that amount. But if employer is getting as a free package, so we have to see that hotel is taking from other people how much money. That amount will become your taxable perquisite. Everyone is understanding this? Next, concessional, free or concessional transport. If the employer itself is a transport. See, employer is buying your ticket for the actual ticket price. General rule, no special rule. It falls in general rule. Your employer itself is transport. Means you are an employee of Indian Railways, or you are an employee of any shipping company or bus company, best ka employee. You are an employee of a company which is running private buses between two cities. Drishyam, everyone has seen Drishyam. Malayalam movie, you must have also seen. Mohanlal sir acted in it. So in that Drishyam, they showed that Kadamba ki bus from Mumbai to Goa, 2 October, Gandhi Jayanti, Panjim, Baba Swami Chinmayanand ji, Satsang. Was the Malayalam movie based on same storyline? Because Bollywood only copied. So they go for a Satsang to another city, and then they come back. And then they again and again speak those dates. So basically, Bollywood has copied it like properly. Good, they did not use their own creativity. Otherwise, it would have been flop. It was a hit movie because they took it as it is. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, you watch any Malayalam movie, provided it is dubbed properly, you won't understand Malayalam. That is real cinema. And you have any subscription to whether Amazon Prime or Hotstar or any of the OTT platforms, randomly pick up any Mohanlal movie. Just on the search bar type Mohanlal. You don't understand the name of the movie, You don't understand the subject of the movie. You don't understand the storyline of the movie. You just watch the movie. You'll realize crazy, crazy. Prime Video पे recently there is a Malayalam movie release called Golem. Golem देखा? अच्छा, it is not a theater release. It is OTT release. Suspense thriller, murder mystery. What a movie, bro. Of course, I watched it in Hindi. I don't know that much Malayalam also. What cinema. Excellent. So वो you if you remember that Kadamba ki bus 2 October they go to that satsang, then 3rd October they return from that satsang. So do you realize there are private bus companies also which are plying their buses between cities? Railways hai. Lots and lots of people in transport business. Now, achha, till now I'm talking about road, rail, etc. Let's talk about employees of Air India, Indigo, SpiceJet, etc. Their flight is going from one city to other. Their employee, their pilot, their air hostess wants to travel. They just travel in that. They are not taking money from their employees. In fact, my grandmother tells me, even now the stories, that when your grandfather used to work for railways. So my grandmother's children, that is my father and his younger brother, they had already shifted from Mumbai for livelihood purposes. But the parents were still in Rajasthan. And my grandmother always tells me that we had to regularly come to Mumbai from Rajasthan to be with our sons. We never purchased it. Never. If your grandfather was traveling with me, all the ticket checkers used to come and like, bows, bows. He was very highly and heavily respected amongst his whole route of ticket checkers. Why? Because the kind of person he was. He has supposedly salary of 2,000 rupees. He got his salary. Same day you come to him and tell him that my mother is unwell. He'll give you 1,500 out of that. And my grandmother in the evening is expecting that he will bring some money home for paying the bills, etc. He gives 500. But where is the remaining? Well, I have given to someone in need. When will it come back? Don't know. Every day he used to fight at home to maintain his public relations. So even today, 28 years after his death, if I in my native place go and take his name that I am his grandson, the people are like, come, sit, beta, sit. How's everyone at home? Even today, of course, people of his generation, those who know him. New generation may or may not be knowing because it's been a while. We never paid. Forget about he traveling, my grandmother traveling alone. Forget that. When I, as a kid, this I also remember, as a kid, my mother used to take me to the native place. If my father was not with us, accompanying at that time, she used to take me. My grandfather used to come to drop us to the station and he used to call the ticket checker and tell him that this is my daughter-in-law and grandson. Full route, the railway staff used to come and ask, are you comfortable? You want something? Shall I bring something for you? Full route. The paying for the ticket was out of question. We just had to see which train is going, not whether any seat is available. And I regret the fact that none of us became government employees because government, maybe it is that system that if an employee while in office passes away, during office, outside of office, but passes away, so the family member will be given one job in that department based on qualification. But my grandfather had retired by the time we came into livelihood wala case. I regret because had it been a government employee ka case, bro, I must tell you that what enjoyment of life, what enjoyment of life. Plus the other perquisites, as I said, never paid for tickets, but other people do pay for tickets. SpiceJet ka employee is not buying the flight ticket, but other people are buying the tickets. So your employer is a transporter and you are getting free and concessional transport from your employer. Of course, employer is not paying anybody. Otherwise, normal rule applies. No amount paid by employer. Employer is not paying anybody because employer's own transport. No? Guess karo what will be the perquisite. Whatever you are guessing is right. Exempt nahi. Had it been exempt, I wouldn't have discussed. Amount charged to others. Make sense? So my grandfather did not purchase the ticket, but other people purchased that same ticket. So all those who get offended every time I say government employees enjoy life, enjoy life. First of all, what's the point of getting offended? It is true. And second, now I have openly admitted that as government employee ka family members, we have also taken the benefit. So nothing wrong in that, because the salary they pay is so less, it only makes sense to recover that loss from taking other benefits as government employees. Because some other places the salary is so less till you don't get other benefits. Some benefits should be given no at lower salary. Government mein you can take other benefits. In fact, government you get under the table. He did not take, that's his problem. But he used to get under the table. Private sector mein what under the table? I'll tell you, I'll teach you 5 sections extra. Give me some. LOL. Has anybody else done this? No, I am also not doing this. But I am obviously not going to do it. Well, pay me 5,000, I will teach you 5 sections extra. So there is no under the table. Other perquisites also. But government employees enjoy life. So basically, you can still contemplate a government employee ka, and in fact, you all are the educated people. No? So exams like MPSC, if you have knowledge of the regional language, but better than that will be your UPSC, because basically people who pass UPSC exams are the people who run the country. You decide everything that will happen in the country. I'm talking about these IAS officers. Yes, it's a very, very difficult exam. But once you do CA, then nothing looks difficult. Then everything is easy. CA, bro. If you can do this, that means you can do anything. The best part about CA is it gives you that confidence. Bro, I have seen this, that means I can do anything. I never failed in life. CA taught me. I never had to attempt the same thing twice. CA taught me. I never had rejections in life. I rejected, did not get rejected. But CA taught me. I never compromise on my sleeps, on my hobbies, on the things that I like. CA taught me everything. If I can do this, I can do anything. Anything I can do. And not just me who says that. Today you see successful chartered accountants in the form of Mr. Kumaramangalam Bitla, in the form of Botka owner, Mr. Aman Gupta. These successful chartered accountants also, owner of MCure Pharmaceuticals, Namita Thapar, you observe them speaking publicly. They always say this, that sir, we have done this, we can do anything. If we have done this, we can like literally do anything. Believe me. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, point is simple. If other people would have taken that same train journey, they would have paid something. But my grandfather did not, because he was government employee. So whatever he did not pay, the price of that ticket is the perquisite minus the amount, of course, which is recovered to give you the amount which is taxable. Is that understood? And this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjanno Mitra, brings us to the last and final perquisite. Perquisite number 15, that is motor car facility. G. That ticket, no? Whichever class you are traveling, that class ka ticket. Ultimately, you are not paying something for traveling in a particular category, but other people would have paid something. And if you are paying lower, then the difference. Understood? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the most complicated and the biggest of all, and the last part of the theory of this chapter, motor car facility. If your boss is giving you, take this money, come buy car, that will become car allowance. But if your boss is giving you, take this key, come buy car, then that will become motor car facility, motor car perquisite. Correct? Of course, boss will bring the car from somewhere. Whatever he is paying is your saving. But the twist in motor car facility is that motor car alone cannot be of any use. Motor car is an asset which you can't use just because you have purchased. Motor car is an asset which requires you to incur regular expense on it. Motor car is like a marriage only. Just doing it once is not enough. You have to regularly spend on it. Repair, maintenance, car का repair, maintenance, insurance, pollution under control (PUC), fuel, very expensive. You have to regularly incur. So you can't put water and run your car. You need to give it the fuel it wants. Are these expenses required to run the car? There is one more expense. So we spoke about repair, maintenance, insurance, fuel. There is one more expense, but if I speak about that expense, I will end up offending more than half of the class. So I'm confused. Should I not? Because this is really offensive. And I don't believe in this, but one of my friends said it. So I am only sharing his opinion with you. So shall I? Then don't be offended. Just in case it is not clear, you are a part of that house. Then don't be offended. Bolo, chalega? My friend told me that supposingly the employee is a female employee, so you will need to give a driver also. Because Papa ki pari, if she will be looking front, so banging behind, looking behind and hitting the accelerator. So, and the employer wants that the car and the employee both reach office. So if her you will give the car, neither she will come off to office nor the car will come to office. So you will have to also give a driver. And I was so upset. I said, what nonsense is this? You can't be so rude. You can't be so offensive. You can't be so true. But you do not have to say this. I fought with him. But he did not stop, bro. He continued. He didn't stop on. He says, Arey, you don't know. Female drivers are like stars. Stars in the sky. Like, how? He's like, you can see them. They can't see you. You can see them. You can't see you. They are like stars. Sorry for all the mean, awful, accurate things that I just said. You'll need a driver as well. Optional. But there is expense on driver also. In a city like Mumbai, you need driver because your destination does not have parking. Parking is the biggest issue. Biggest issue. In most parts of the city. So what to do? We will need a driver. We'll sit in the car. In case the car has to be moved, we'll move so that you can focus on your work. So motor car is one asset where you need the asset plus you need the running and maintenance expenses, and this facility can be given by your employer in three ways. One way in which your employer can give you. Is it possible that boss brings the car for you and boss brings all the expenses also, like repair, maintenance, fuel, insurance, and for female employees what? You could have replied by saying no for all, but then thank you for accepting the truth. Huh? Please don't show this video to my wife. Please. Please don't see this video, do screen recording of it, cut this video of this much part and send it to my wife. Bro, I am only giving you ideas. Please don't do that. Okay. When she shifted newly from Kolkata to Mumbai, she never used to drive two-wheeler, four-wheeler. We used to say in South Mumbai, I told her that if you are not using a two-wheeler here, you will not be able to survive only, because you won't get taxis in this area. Autos are not running only in this area. Car you will not be able to take everywhere, and driver I am not keeping for you. Otherwise, I will only not get the car. So I taught her two-wheeler. Newly married, no, so I had more patience. After a point, I told her, I am sitting behind you. You do whatever. Hit anyone. No problem. And I took her to the worst areas, nightmare wala areas, where if you are on the two-wheeler, there are 20-30 people around you walking. Like the speed of the two-wheeler was same as walking speed. I took her to such areas so that she is comfortable. 6 years after marriage, she expects me to do same thing for teaching her car driving. One day I took her. First gear mein, car started. Second gear she put and the car stopped. Of course, one more Papa ki pari. I screamed at my top possible voice. I said, if you don't know anything, stop eating my head, stop eating my brain. You just leave it. You take a cab. Please stop it. That was the last time. She said, after today, I'm not telling you anything. And thank God she did not tell me any again to teach her how to drive. I am not in favor also of her driving. So in case you have any problem, one more time, let me tell you, you don't have to be offended. When I said Papa ki pari, I was talking about her. So if the employee is she, the driver will be required. Boss is giving both car as well as expenses. Driver, no. All expenses. Repair, maintenance, fuel, driver, everything. Out of all the expenses, the only thing that she remembers is sahi. But option 2, boss says that, see, I have a car, you can use it if you want. But the day-to-day expense like fuel, etc., you only will have to pay. But still you are getting a car. Think about it. With only petrol money, you can't get car. At least car you are getting. Is it still a perquisite? Obviously, perquisite here is higher because he's giving you two things. Here he's giving you only one thing. Perquisite will be lower, but there will be perquisite. And the third case, want to guess? You already have car. Please understand. If you already have car, what's the point in boss buying another car for you? Bro, don't forget, we are in Mumbai city. One car parking is difficult. The biggest nightmare when you return from a picnic is not that you have to go for work tomorrow morning. Is that once I reach home, will I get the place to park? The current place where I live, no problem, because we have allocated parking slots. No one can park in our parking slot. Allocated slot. But my previous home, it was roadside parking. Wherever you have space, you park. I had actually hired a person, and I used to pay him some between 3,000 to 5,000 rupees every month. For what? That if I am ever coming from anywhere, I'll call you half an hour before reaching. You have to search in the area wherever there is empty space and wait there with your two-wheeler, block that place, and one key you keep with you. So the moment I come, I get down with the other key, you park the car and then take the key and go home. When I remove from there, I'll remove with my key. Like a kind of valet parking. Fixed monthly I had to pay because there was no other option. And despite that, my life was hell because 9 out of 10 times his phone was out of capacity. He's like, sir, call me, I'll be there, don't worry. That way it was good. Once I speak to him, he will be there before time because I was paying him. But he's like, sir, in my house there is no network. So what to do? Then like I used to literally park in the middle of the road, tell a shopkeeper I am coming in 1 minute, go running to his house, call him, hey, jaldi, 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 hey. Then again go and sit in the car, check if there are other vehicles, keep the vehicle on the side. Then when he used to come running, that also he used to lie at home naked. So when I had to call him, he had to first dress up. Meanwhile, I had to wait for him. Then he also used to come running. As a button band karte karte, he used to come running. Then finally when he came, like I had to then leave the car and go. And that was the case 9 out of 10. Still, I was like, still, Baba, in 2 minutes at least he's coming. Otherwise, I will waste at least half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour in parking. Once I had gone in a nearby area in my car. So when I reached there, I had to search for parking. So I was checking the street, check. By the time I was checking parking, I almost reached my home again, searching for parking. Bro, it has happened with me. In search of parking, I reached home. And that place also went. Because I removed it. So there is no sense in having one more car when you already have a car. Boss says use your car. In fact, unused assets like car, electronics, etc., if unused, then they will, their life will reduce. You have to keep using them. The boss says use your car only, maintain your car. All expenses I will give you. So don't worry, I will give you fuel, repair, maintenance, insurance, driver. I will give you money for all of that. So, 3 possibilities of giving you this perquisite. Both, only car, only expense. See, between them anything can be higher because it depends on how expensive the car is or how much you have used during the month based on expense part. But of course, do you realize this one will be higher than both 2 and 3 because the total of these 2 is actually this. So only car, only expense or both are the 3 ways in which motor car perquisite can be given to employees. Is that part clear? Is that part clear? But just giving you a car or expense or both can't be perquisite. Here you will need assistance of the definition of perquisite. Sir, what is a perquisite? Boss is incurring this expense and I am getting the facility. Then it is perquisite. If he is giving me this or this or this, the car I am using for office related work, that can't be called perquisite. Now that much so you have understood near the completion of chapter. You agree with that, no? So bro, the point is simple. After checking what he has given you, you have to also go and check the purpose for which you have used the car. Do you understand? First possibility is that the car is used wholly and exclusively for office related work. Car is used for only and only office purposes. Boss gives you your what? Both. Your only car, your only expense. But this is given for what purpose? Only office. You want to guess what will be the value of perquisite? Perquisite will be 0. Bro, there is no perquisite. Perquisite can come only and only if boss is giving you for personal purpose. See, one thing you have to understand, any usage for your personal benefit is perquisite. Official benefit, no perquisite. Correct? Eh? But only if you fulfill the conditions given in note 1. So I am doing the explanation part right now. Let me call this ABC because 1 to 3 I have written above. Let me call the purpose ABC. See, 1 to 3 is what he has given. Both, only car, only expense. And whatever he has given, what purpose I have used. So that means ABC. Supposingly your boss is giving you a car with expense, without expense, whatever, but he is giving you a car and he is allowing you to make personal use. He's like, you do whatever you want to. I will never ask you any question. Just stay motivated to work for the company. Company will get benefit from you somehow. Use it the way you want. Is there some personal usage of this car? Should there be some taxable perquisite in this car? But listen, employee, style say we will save your tax. How? We will go and tell the whole world that you are allowed to use this car only for official purpose. With that, your perquisite will be 0. Actually, there is taxable perquisite because only you and me know that I am permitting you to use for personal purpose also. So, is there a taxable perquisite? Actually, yes. But on paper, we will say only official. Make your perquisite 0. Save your tax and little you give me. Can the employer and employee together unite to evade taxes? Yes. So whenever a claim like this is made, the claim is that we are using the car for official purpose, you will have to prove it. And for proving, there are two conditions. I am explaining now. Later on, once all the purposes, A, B, C, three purposes, all are over, then I will write the notes also for you. Condition 1. You will have to bring this in writing from your employer that I have not permitted personal usage. But that is very easy to fulfill because your employer is united in this game. Condition 2, listen to this. See if you are understanding. You will have to maintain all records of all the journeys that this car has taken. You know, call log, you have to maintain a journey log. On this date, at this time, we started from this place, took a halt at this particular place for this purpose. We were going from place A to place B via place C. We took this route because of this reason. This is the mileage of the car. This is the time that we spent at place B. Then at this time we left place B and came back to place A. A lot of corporate drivers are actually educated. A lot of corporate drivers, you will often observe them maintaining a diary with them. In their diary, they write their daily journey details, date by date, time by time, place by place. So that end of the year, we are able to find out this car ka usage was made. How many kilometers run was taken for what purpose, which place. Are you understanding this? So wholly official purpose will be, or wholly official perquisite will be 0, provided you are able to fulfill it by maintaining the, prove it by maintaining the records, prove it by maintaining the details. Are you understanding? So wholly official purpose, perquisite value 0. Everyone is understanding? Provided you fulfill conditions, which we will write in note 1. You understood the two conditions? I'll repeat them in short. Bring a certificate from employer and keep records of all journeys. Second possibility, your boss is giving you the car for wholly personal or wholly, you can call it private purposes. Means you are allowed to use this car for your own benefit and you are not using for office at all. Fully personal. Fully personal. Correct? Eh? Listen to this statement and see if you agree. Every expense that boss has paid for. The possibilities are only car, only expense, or both. Every expense that he has paid for is your perquisite. See if you agree, then we go ahead. Every rupee is your perquisite. Sir, why every rupee is your perquisite? Because the company is not getting any benefit. All benefits are for you only. The car that he has purchased is your benefit. The repair, maintenance, fuel, insurance, or driver, everything is your benefit. So every rupee will be taxable. Here nothing is taxable because everything is their benefit. And here everything will be taxable because everything is your benefit. Difference is understood? Everyone? Wholly personal. Everyone is clear? So now we will have to go and see where every rupee is taxable. What is he providing? Possibility 1, he is providing you car. So what is the value of the car? And possibility 2, he is providing you expenses. Then what is the value of the expenses? And by chance he is providing both. Ta-da. Then take both. 3 possibilities. No? Only car, then take this answer. Only expense, then take this answer. And if he is giving you both, then take this answer. Are you understanding this? So, first we will go and check purpose. If official, then we don't have to do anything. If personal, then we have to take everything. But in everything, go and check what has he given. If he has given only car. So, for car, we will be taking 10% per annum of the original cost. Boss is giving me car. So, he will have to bring the car. No? You can't steal a car and give it to your employer. Change the number plate. Boss is not from Dongri. He is lost in some, he does not even know what is happening. What happened right now? But you were not paying attention. क्या? He is doing this and saying नाक में कुछ गया. If the boss is buying the car and giving you 10% of cost. Very smart. You've become smart. But how and why? We'll keep a separate lecture to discuss that. If your boss is buying the car and giving you 10% of the cost per annum. So if it is 6 months, we take proportion. If the boss is taking it on rent, then the actual higher charges will be value of the car. If he was not giving, then you will have to pay. But you have saved and fully taxable because you are using it only for personal purposes. Plus, it is also possible that your boss is incurring the expenses in the form of repair, maintenance, insurance, fuel. Example only. All actual expenses incurred by your employer is perquisite. Every rupee of expense is your perquisite. Sir, why every rupee is your perquisite? Because it is wholly personal. Every rupee is perquisite because it is wholly personal. Everyone is understanding? This is going to be the total. If he is giving car and expenses, see, if he is giving car, take this and make this 0. If he is giving only expense, then take this and make this 0. And if he is giving both, then take both. So we will go and check what he is giving. But in personal, whatever he is giving, it is taxable because it is my benefit. So for car, what is the valuation? 10% of original cost or higher charges, any one of them. For expenses, all actual expenses. This is the total expense of the employer in the form of car and expense. From this, it is possible that there is some amount which is recovered. So whatever is the amount that is recovered, you subtract that amount and you will get your taxable amount. Subtract the amount which is recovered and you will get your taxable amount. Everyone is clear on this? So, 3 things that your boss can give you for 3 different purposes. First purpose, only office. Nothing is perquisite provided you prove. We'll write in. Second purpose, only personal. Everything is perquisite and everything we are taking and we are subtracting recovery. Guess the third purpose. Your boss is giving you the car for partly official, partly personal. Means sometimes you use the car for official purposes, sometimes you use the car for personal. Some tax authors also call it POPP. POPP. Partly official, partly personal. Double usage, official as well as personal. Sometimes you take the car on office work, sometimes you take the car on personal work. Of course, in this, boss can give you this facility in 3 ways. Boss is giving you car and expense both, and you are using for both purposes. Boss is giving you only car, you are using for both purposes. Boss is giving only expense and you are using for both purposes. When the car is used only for official, nothing is perquisite. And when the car is used only for personal, everything is perquisite. So first of all, do you understand the formula that official use plus personal use is total use? In wholly official, this is not there and this is the. In wholly personal, this is not there and this is only our total answer. But in partly official, partly personal, the boss has incurred total cost of the car or rent of the car. Total repair, maintenance, fuel, or maybe both of them, because it can be car plus expense, only car, only expense. Is this what the boss has given you? A portion of this expense of the boss was used for his benefit only. And a portion of this expense of the boss, whether on car or expenses or both, was used for my benefit. One thing does everyone agree, that out of the total expense which boss has incurred, this much is my perquisite, this much is not my perquisite. Do you agree with this? My perquisite is only to the extent of personal use. You agree? So how to find out? To give you an example, supposingly full year boss has paid 2 lakh rupees higher charges of the car. Means car he is on the brink. Full year 1 lakh rupees he has paid for fuel in the car. And say another 50,000 rupees he has paid for repair, maintenance, insurance, driver, etc. So his annual expense on the car is 3.5 lakh. This is the total expense. In this 3.5 lakh, have you made some personal usage of the car in the full year? And have you made some official usage of the car in the full year? Out of the total, this much part is not taxable because his benefit, it is not my perquisite. And this much part is taxable, which is my benefit. That means, can I say we will have to find out how much is this in 3.5? Correct? First, we will use logic and try to put some effort in. I can directly give you the answer, but then we need to develop a brain which thinks. So try to find out a way in which we can do this. Division, apportionment, segregation, because we are interested not in the total. We are interested only in which part of the total? The personal part, because personal part will become taxable perquisite. So we are interested in the personal part. How to find out the personal part in the total? Guess karo. Try to karo. Yes.
It is used for office use, the record will be made and
in fact, all records are made. Chalo, let us say that. Supposingly you are going from A to B. So you will be writing the kilometers, the timing, etc. And on the last line, you will be writing this journey was office use or this journey was personal use. You have maintained all the records. But that is only data. Rupees ka division, how you will do that explanation. I want. Give me some, what proportion, how will you distribute? Are you trying to say that during the year out of 365 days, 200 days, the final answer was official, 165 days, the final answer was personal. So let's apportion on the basis of number of days. You think that is logical? That's not, because it is possible that personal wala day I used only for half an hour, and that office wala day I went full day in some other city. So dividing in the basis of number of days can't be the correct division. Logically you can, because you need some basis of division, you have to apportion. Logically you may put whatever, but it can't be correct because of a reason that I give you. You want to do something else in this? I almost gave the answer. Divide on the basis of kilometers is the best way of doing it, because that will decide the exact usage. So do one thing, find out full year what was the total run of the car. Supposingly full year the car was used for 10,000 kilometers, out of which 6,000 kilometer was personal and 4,000 kilometer was official kilometer. Everyone is with me? So what will we do? Out of the total cost of employer of 3.5 lakh, 60% will become taxable perquisite. Now, does logic make sense to you? The total expense will be apportioned in the ratio of the personal kilometers out of total kilometers. Logically speaking, if I am given the chance to make the law, this is the most logical way, and logic is magic. But when logic creates trouble, first of all, logic will create trouble. Have you understood what is logical? Divide the expense on the basis of kilometers and take the personal part as perquisite. But do you realize logic will create trouble here? Why? Sir, how will you find out this? Supposingly, I go from A to B. This is my office, this is my client place. So, official use. But on the way, I went to C. So, from home, I went to drop my son to his school. From there, I went to office. And from there, I came home. Love triangle. Supposingly, I am taking the office car from Mumbai to Pune for office work. Official use. But somewhere in this village here, my relative stays. So I feel I am going all the way. Let me take this route. So this journey, see, direct this journey would have been official. But this journey is official or personal? Personal. Bro, I was never going to go there. So I am going here, so I am just taking this route. So major part of it is official only. A little extra. Do you understand? From there, if you think this is personal, from there I went to another place. Here I have a client also. for office. And when I went there, next to my client is my relative's house also. I thought all the way I've come here, let me meet that relative also. Now tell me from your clear, you have gone for personal or official? Kya official? You are meeting your relative. Now you will react to it by saying, sir, but I am going for office. So meeting my relative was by product. The same thing was here also. How will you decide that a particular journey is personal or official? See, if I go to my son's school and I come back home, personal. But supposingly my son's school is here only. So while going, I just stop here only for him to get down. Even if the school was not here, the route would have been same. I am just taking a small stop here. So now this journey, and while coming back, I am picking him also. This journey is official or personal? Huh? Why do I hear official? It's not official. It's not ordinal. It is POP people. Bapu Jitaji. You know the history behind it? Huh. Bro, understand that there are some journeys where you can never classify personal or official. Do you understand? And therefore, the breakup of kilometers, which is the most logical way, is going to create controversy, because which kilometer will be taken as personal and which kilometer will be taken as official will always be a fight. And when logic creates fight, to remove that fight, we will move away from logic. We will not have logic, but it will remove a fight, and that is the logic. And what is that? We will, in these cases, do the valuation of your perquisite or not. So let's be clear. Wholly official, nothing perquisite, but prove it. Wholly personal, everything perquisite. Car plus expense total, whatever he has given, he can give three things. Only car, only expense, or both. But when it is partly official, partly personal, the breakup of total into personal is what we need, which is very difficult. We will follow notional. By notional basis, whatever answer comes, that will be so low that people will happily pay tax. The real benefit will always be higher than that. I'll prove it with numbers. But we are not going to keep any details of kilometers, because it is going to be very difficult to prove. And for this reason, ladies and gentlemen, we will go for notional basis by taking your three situations. In partly official, partly personal, what is the first case where your employer is giving you car as well as expense? Of course, there will be more divisions. What are the other two divisions? Only and only. But let us finish them one by one, because we don't know how much space is required. So boss is giving me car plus expense both. Car also he is bringing. He can purchase or rent, and expense also he is giving. And with this, what am I doing for the car? With the car, I am using it for partly official, partly personal. Some portion is official, some portion is personal. We want to find out how much is personal, because the personal part is going to be the taxable part. It is difficult for us to keep a breakup of kilometers. So on a notional basis, we will go and check what is the cubic capacity of the car, CC. Is this car of cubic capacity less than or equal to 1600, or is this car of cubic capacity of more than 1600, 1600? Every motor vehicle has engine capacity. We always ask, this is how much CC ka car. Higher the CC, more will be the power in the engine, and of course lower will be the fuel efficiency. For example, there used to be Maruti 800, which was 800cc car, or Maruti 1000, which was 1000cc car. So this car is up to 1600 or more than that, because a small car will always result in less expenses, less power, so better fuel efficiency, so less expenses. But powerful cars consume more fuel, they have more repair maintenance cost, everything is expensive. So your division also will be, obviously, here there will be less perquisite, here there will be more perquisite. Simple. A boss is giving you a Maruti car or a Mercedes car will change the amount of facility you are getting. So based on that, we are going to do it. This engine capacity which we are measuring in cubic capacity has also other units of measurement. This same thing can also be classified as less than or equal to 1.6 liter capacity engine and more than 1.6 liter capacity engine, which simply means 1000 cc is 1 liter capacity. You understood? 1.6 more than 1.6. I have to tell you these multiple variations because institute in exam sometimes will give 1200 cc, sometimes will give 1.2 liter, and you will sit there confused, sir, what is 1.2? 1.2 is 1200, which is a small car. And sometimes institute becomes so lenient. Believe me, you'll find exam questions where they say employer gave a small car or employer gave a big car. Small car means up to 1600, big car means more than 1600. They will give this only directly. So whichever terminology they use, we need to have answers of all of them. Graduation mein all this they don't ask. But in CA exam, you will obviously need the answer to all terminologies. Smaller car, lesser perquisite, bigger car, higher perquisite. What is the usage that you are making for the car? POPP. And this time boss is giving you what? Car as well as expense. You understand? The two other categories here will be only car, only expense. And they are also on the basis of CC only. Same. But if he is giving both for POPP, then what will be the answer? For a small car, your perquisite will be 1800 per month. But for a big car, your perquisite will be 2400 per month, which will cover car as well as all the expenses. Is the boss giving you both? Both he is giving? No. So for a small car, it will be 1800 per month, and for a big car, it will be 2400 per month. The value of your perquisite. Is the car covered in this amount? Yes. Is boss also giving expenses? And they are also covered in this amount? Only one expense is not covered. If he is giving driver, because he does not have to give driver to all employees. He has to give driver to only those who need it. Barabar, I wanted to hear that only. Good. He will give driver only to those who need it. If he gives a driver, so the driver ka perquisite will be added as 900 per month. See, driver ka value will remain same whether you are driving small car, big car, doesn't matter. Driver ka value will remain same. So in case the car is with driver, for small car, the perquisite value will be 2700 per month, and for big car, the perquisite value will be 3300 per month. Without driver, 1800, 2400. With driver, 2700 and 3300. Will be the value of perquisite. Don't make such a small idea. Wait, I will explain. I know what you are thinking. And I do understand only by looking at your face what you are thinking, because I look 14 but I am teaching for the last 14. Abhi to this is 2025. Bro, matter of few months, I will actually start saying 15, 15, 15 years. That way, if that rounding up wala system has to be followed, so more than 6 months is considered as above wala number. August of 2010, I took my first lecture. 2010, you all were there? Of course, just made it. Bro, almost. You are almost not there. There, substantially there. So abhi August mein I'll complete 15. So matter of 2 months, when it will be 14.5, I can start claiming 15, 15. And of course, I look 15. 15 is of course lower than Akash ka number. I know what you are thinking. Let me clarify. The doubt is, sir, how can a car run at 1800 per month or 2400 per month, small car or big? And which corner of the world you get a driver at 900 per month? Driver does not come at. If a driver is coming at 900 per month, please let me know. I will keep at least 10. I have the budget of 10. 20 also I have the budget, but 10 to enough. One will drive my car. The remaining 9 I will tell to go to my next destination. that from here I have to go to another place. So you all leave, I am coming. You all reach there, and all 9 of you all occupy that parking ka place by sleeping on the road. Avoid Bandra. So when the car comes, you just have to get up. We'll park over there. One driver will stay with me. The remaining 9 go to the next destination. We'll keep on changing turns of who will be with me. Nowhere you get driver at 900 per month. 9,000 also you will not get. 18,000 also it is impossible. Today the driver ka monthly cost is anywhere between 25 to 30,000. Starting salary has to be about 20 to 23. Plus the incentives that more than 12 hours so per hour you have to give that 100 rupees per hour ke hisab se you have to give them. Plus after a certain time you have to give them food ka allowance and taxi ka money to go back home. I had a driver who used to stay in a nearby building. He used to come walking. One day after class, some work 15-20 minutes extra. So by the time we reached home, it was beyond 10 o'clock. It was 10:05 or something. He said, sir, after 10 o'clock, you have to give me 100 rupees for taxi. I said, I will book a taxi for your house. Bolo. I knew, no, next building is. That is not the problem. Problem is you have to give me 100 rupees. That's, see, if you were staying far away, I would have given you 300 rupees for your actual expense. But you are greedy. And I can't work with such people who are greedy, who want to take. This is not true also. In Majak also we should not be saying. But everything else is true. For example, I am underpaid, no increment, no increase in salary, no extra benefit, no extra perquisite. But this is not true, so I'll avoid saying it. So I did not work with him anymore. You don't get driver at 900 per month. Then understand what was your doubt and I clarified that doubt. Sir, the total expense on driver in that month would have been 20,000, 25,000, 30,000. But from that, we are considering only 900 in your perquisite. Is it too less? Believe me, in the entire month, one day also you take the driver with you on a personal trip. Then that one day driver cost is actually more than 900. But we in notional basis always will keep the taxable portion so low that people will happily pay tax. There won't be fight. Why have we brought notional basis? We could have kept kilometer wala breakup, which is logical. Everyone agrees. Best way to apportion total expense into personal and official is kilometer. But kilometer will bring controversy. So we brought notional. Notional also will bring controversy. Then what is the point? Keep the amount so low. You all are thinking, sir, the real benefit of the employee would have been maybe 15,000 per month. But employee is paying tax only on 1,800 or 2,400, 2,700, 3,300 based on which permutation. Small car or big car, with driver, without driver. Actual benefit will be much more. You are thinking that the employee is saving tax. You are not thinking this, that if we are keeping it so small, employee will happily pay tax on one of these amounts and government will recover tax on that much amount voluntarily without going into any litigation and spending money for recovery of taxes. It smoothens the process even if it is favorable to the taxpayer. And notional basis has to be favorable to the taxpayer. Otherwise, one day someone will file a case against the government to explain, sir, why are you so unfair to us? But your government has a clear answer, bro. This is unfair to us, not to you. So will the actual benefit be much higher? But we are taking tax only on a very low amount. Small car 1,800, big car 2,400, and if it is driver ka value is same whether small car or big car. Is that clear? Two more things I have to clarify. One, normally whenever we do perquisite, do we subtract recovery? In all perquisites we have done. In motor car itself, in the previous case, we have subtracted recovery here. But here, recovery will not be subtracted. So this is already too less. If you are subtracting from notional amounts, it won't be subtracted. If you are subtracting from actual amount, it will be subtracted. Are you understanding? Recovery will be subtracted only from actual amount, will not be subtracted from notional amount because the notional amount is already very low. You understand? This I will test in the next few minutes. Huh? I will ask you, subtract or don't subtract. From actual, subtract. And from notional, don't subtract. Because already 2 less. That is clear. First thing is clear. This is a very small amount on which we pay tax. The actual expense will be high. Second, this is so small that recovery won't be subtracted. Third and the last thing. Is it possible that the actual benefit that I have taken as an employee is lower than this also? Though this is too less, but it is lower than this also. Is it possible? Is it possible it is lower than this also? I'll explain how. Okay. For example, Karan became a CA, got a nice job, has a family, a wife, and a very, very cute child. Not at all resembling the father. Very cute the child is, not at all similar to the father. Bro, if you had little presence of mind, no? So you would have said, I would have in your place said, so for what? Resembles the mother. Nahi. You should have had the presence of mind to say that. Sir, so what if I am ugly? The mother will be good, so the child is good. If that was applicable, then you should have said it immediately. Or maybe applicable, but you should have had the presence of mind. Always be ready with your answers whenever you encounter such situation. I told you have a lot to learn from me other than tax also. We'll keep a separate lecture on that. Admission has to be taken, it is not common. Under the table. It is raining very heavily. You know Mumbai monsoon. Very heavily. Knee deep water floods. School ka call comes that Mr. Karan, what surname you use? Mr. Karan, you Kachi. You never, every time I ask any Guju here, you never. Well, Juta, don't lie. To whom? To him. You have to say it to me. No, me you never said. Why should I ask him? I know that you did not. Ask him, matlab, who is he to decide? I know you have not. Nandu, you did not. Okay. Okay, matlab okay only. So got a call. Mr. Karan Nandu, your son, daughter, whatever is your child, kindly come and collect your child from the school. Collect, matlab take. Correct what I have used. Because the floods are very heavy and the buses won't be coming. Please come. You have your office car with you. You use it only and only for office use. You have rigidly followed this instruction of your employer. Your perquisite was always going to be 0. This school is 1 kilometer away from your house. Today, this office car you have to take to the school to bring your child. But because you are so sincere that you never make personal usage of the car, you tell the school people, no, let the child drown. Sorry, I am not coming. Keep that child if you want. Do whatever you want with that child. Bro, you are Karan, not Akash. You don't have extra also. You don't have too many. You have only one. So you have to bring the child home with care and, with love and affection. Yes. Will you use your car for 2 kilometers? Your office car for 2 kilometers? Full year you have not made any personal use. Only this 1 month, this 1 day, only 2 kilometers. 1 kilometer to school, 1 kilometer return. So the total personal usage is 2 kilometers. Still it will be POPP. Because POPP is POPP without any breakup. 1% or 99% personal use. 1 kilometer or 1 lakh kilometer. Once it is a mixture, it will become POPP. Correct? Supposingly it's a small car. That also without driver. See, big car will come here. And with driver, this part will apply. But the lowest amount that you will pay tax is this. Small car without driver, assume. So what is your taxable perquisite of this month at least? 1,800. My question is, in 2 kilometers, have you taken benefit of 1,800? Does a 2 kilometer journey cost 1,800? No, it does not. But the taxable perquisite as per the rule, which that way appears to be very less. Because we assume that the usage will be high. But in an overall usage of 2 kilometers, you still have to pay tax on at least 18. Big car, it would have been 2,400. With driver, it would have been 900 more. So do you remember note 1? Where we were proving that wholly personal, no perquisite. Correct? Even in POPP cases, listen to this carefully. Note I will make you write, just understand the explanation. If you feel that your benefit is lower than this also, first of all, this is already very low. But your actual benefit is even lower. No problem. Maintain record, prove it, and we permit you to pay tax on even lower amount. So when you maintain records, we permit you to make your perquisite 0. Maintain same records and offer a lower amount to tax. If you prove it, we accept it. Otherwise, these are already very low amounts. Just pay tax on that. These amounts are too low. Huh? You will be ready. You should be ready in application. Have you all understood this? Everyone? So ladies and gentlemen, small car 1800, big car 2400. Both places driver ka cost will be 900. 3 things I clarify again. 1, this is not my total expense. This is only a small part which we are taxing on a very low, we living tax on a very low amount so that you happy. Second, from actual we subtract recovery, but from notional we will not because they are already too less. And this you can further offer a lower amount provided you prove. Is that clear? Yes. Two-wheeler is not motor car. No? Then bro, listen, we already finished a perquisite called use of movable assets. 10% per annum of cost or actual higher charges. Understood? Two-wheeler can't be car. Sakaram. 2 extra wheels, sidecar attached, is still a two-wheeler. Two-wheeler remains a two-wheeler. In I think one Munna Bhai movie also, Lage Raho Munna Bhai also, they used to have a sidecar attached bike. And Sakaram everyone knows. It is still considered as two-wheeler only, not a car. Car is basically Sodi ka jeep. Sodi. Party sharty. Everyone clear? Fantastic. This is the second case. Sir, second case is only car. At least you all should be aware of what is happening. So POPP, both given. So this is the answer. Only car is given. Will also be notional basis. The division here is also same. And this time I don't have to give you lots of details because CC or liter or small big, you all know the 3 variations. But at least do you understand with common sense that whatever answer I give you here will be lower than these amounts. Because in one, you are given car as well as expense, and here you are given only the car. So expense is not given, expenses you will bear. So only car ka value will be lower. If it is a small car, then only car, because this time he is not giving expenses. So small car ka value will be 600 per month and big car ka value will be 900 per month, which is substantially lower than car with expense. With expense it is 1800, 2400. Without expense it is only 600 and 900. Only car. So repair, maintenance, fuel, etc. employer is not giving. Employer is giving only the car. So of course it will be lower than both. But then while the employer has decided only to give the car, he wants that the car as well as employee reach office. And therefore, while he is not giving you expenses, the car that he is giving, he said, I will not give you the keys, my driver will. If the driver is given, the driver ka value remains same whether your boss is giving you small car or big car, whether your boss is giving expense or not giving expense, the driver ka perquisite will remain same. So with the driver, it will be 1,500 per month and 1,800 per month respectively when he is giving you only the car. Because you have spent time in the left side, this side becomes comparatively easy. Only the change in amount, 1,800, 2,400 become 600 and 900. Quick questions. Question number 1. Will the actual expense be much higher than this? But we are taking tax only on a small amount so that you happy to pay. Second, will we subtract recovery here? Why, sir? Because we subtract recovery only from actual. We don't subtract recovery from notional. And third question, is it possible that my actual benefit is even lower than this? So offer that lower amount by proving it with data. Clear hai, everyone? Fantastic. Now this will bring us to the third and the last case. See from where my arrow is coming. Do you observe this? You tell me what is the heading that I will write. So at least you are clear that I am using the car for partly official, partly personal, and boss is giving only the. So I already have a car. Boss says use your car only. I will give you all the expenses. Sometimes you use your car, so you will use it for your personal benefit, and sometimes you use it for office work also. We all understand that the personal part will be taxable, official part won't. So till now they gave us that personal part on notional basis, and directly we paid tax on these amounts: 1800, 2400, 600, 900, or with driver, whatever is the amount. This time again we have to pay tax on the personal part. What are they giving? Just observe. They say take actual total expenses of your employer as value of perquisite. Take what? Actual total expense of your employer as your perquisite. But somewhere there is something wrong in this. Tell me what is wrong in this. Because the total expense incurred by the employer can't be perquisite. Total expense incurred by the employer can be perquisite only and only if it is wholly private. But this is a case of POPP. In POPP, official plus personal. You are telling me to take this, which is wrong. Actually, only this is perquisite. You agree? But if you do, you understand this formula? So, do you understand? I want this. Can I use this formula? Yes. If I am asking you to take the total, and from this total, I will allow you to subtract the official expense, so whatever is remaining will be the personal, and that only will be the perquisite. You understood the twist here. So till now they directly gave you the notional value of personal part, so you pay tax. This time they are giving you notional value of official part. These were notional basis, personal part, so directly pay tax. Here they have given notional basis, official part. अब official part पे we can't pay direct tax. What do we have to do? Take total minus the official part. From the total, when we minus the official part, so what will be remaining will be called the personal part. Total minus official will be called personal. Do you understand this? Total minus official will become equal to personal. Everyone understands? Official has been given on notional basis based on, once again, small car or. So what is one difference between these two situations and the last situation? Because there is some notional basis in both. In the first two situations, the amount given in notional basis was personal, so directly pay tax. But in this last situation, the amount given on notional basis is official. So do what? Reduce it from your actual total. So take actual total and reduce this. So one thing we understand, other places personal is notional, here official is notional. If this much confusion was not enough, they add fuel to the fire. They add more confusion by, see what are the amounts. They say that the notional amount will be 1,800 per month for a small car and 2,400 per month for the big car. And why am I putting these amounts in brackets? Because we are subtracting. Further, they say if driver is also given, because boss is giving expenses, so likely that he is giving you driver also. So for driver, we will minus 900 at both places. It's not that we have not seen these amounts 1800, 900 and 2400, 900. We have seen the same amounts in car plus expenses. Sir, so that is and this same. Nine. Over there, the amounts on which we are paying tax by assuming them to be personal are exactly the same amounts on which we don't have to pay tax by assuming official and separate from. Means in the first situation, what is assumed to be personal, in the last situation, that same amount is assumed to be. Do you understand the amount of confusion that they have put in? And then they only say that we need to simplify the direct tax law. No, I know she will simplify it and make it like GST. That the person who wrote the GST Act even today does not know what exactly is GST. Believe me. Believe me. CA final में two subjects. FR, financial reporting, which contains all your Ind AS. You all know at least what are Ind AS. Other than that, you don't know anything. And GST are the two subjects where you will not be satisfied no matter where you go and join, no matter who you study from. Problem is not with the person who is teaching. Problem is the people who made Ind AS and GST are themselves not sure of what they have written. Problem is that everywhere it is the same problem. There is a chapter called minimum alternate tax in my direct tax syllabus. Minimum alternate tax is basically applicable to companies. Some companies have adopted Ind AS. So those companies which have adopted Ind AS, the MAT ka presentation has changed because their books of accounts are different. They are as per Ind AS. So I was not understanding those amendments when they came first time in direct tax. If I don't understand, how do I teach? The only part that was not clear to me was what is this Ind AS part? Because of that, what is happening in tax that I understood in first attempt. But that Ind AS part also my students will explain me to, we will expect me to explain it to them. So I had no idea about Ind AS. So I decided to approach some of my very, very famous colleagues and friends who are supposed to be the kings and queens of the subject Ind AS. So that please explain the little Ind AS part to me, the tax part I have understood. If I understand the Ind AS part, I will go to the class and explain both Ind AS as well as the tax part. In any case, tax part I can go and explain and tell them that this you will get in Ind AS, whoever teaches you FR. So I asked my colleagues and I came to a conclusion that I was wrong. I used to feel only I don't know Ind AS. You didn't understand me. Same thing happened with me also. No one knows only what is written in Ind AS. No one knows. Same problem is with GST. And same thing they will end up doing with income tax. And themselves they have complicated. First, in the first category, these amounts are personal. Here, these amounts are considered as official. Same amounts, 1800, 2400, 900. And last thing in the chart. Then we go to the notes. Notes we have to write. Come on, don't disappoint me. We will subtract or we will not subtract.
Yes.
We will subtract.
Yes.
Why?
Sure.
Because we are subtracting not from this. We are subtracting from this. If I am doing A minus B minus C, so C is getting subtracted not from B but from A. And A is what? Actual expenses. You understood? So yes, recovery will be subtracted. Recovery won't be subtracted even only in the notional cases. This will give you your taxable purposes. Everyone is clear on this. This is your motor car purchase. Wholly official, 0. Wholly personal, everything. Car, 10% per annum or higher charges. All actual expenses minus. Partly official, partly personal. Go for notional basis, small car or big car. Both given then 1800, 2400, driver 900. No recovery will be subtracted. Only car given then 600, 900. Driver is still the same, no recovery will be subtracted. And only expense will be given then. Take total and subtract official on notional basis. 1800, 2400 and driver ka 900, 900. This time we'll subtract recovery because we're subtracting from actual. The chart may look very, very complicated. The exam question is very, very easy because at one time it can be only one purpose, only one of the situation, and in that purpose also it can be only car, only expense, or both, only one of them. So one situation can fall only in one of them, but which is that situation and do you remember the answer? It is very easy otherwise. Okay, let's complete the notes. In note 1, what have we said? Wholly official, therefore perk equal to nil, but that will be accepted only and only if 1, you get certificate from your employer in this regard, but that is easy to manipulate. 2, all records, I've explained this to you, of all journeys, that is the origin of that journey, the destination of that journey, the purpose of the journey, the route taken. You know, one place to other, there can be multiple routes. The mileage of the car, all details of all journeys have to be maintained to prove it. Otherwise, we will not accept it to be wholly official. Is this clear, everyone? Even in, because we have given reference of that here also, note 1. Even in notional cases, you are allowed to what? Offer lower amount to tax. How? By fulfilling the same two conditions. That's school one example. Offer a lower amount by fulfilling the same two conditions. Make sense to you? Second, maximum one car can be classified under POPP. Maximum one car you can put it under there. If you have more than one car that your boss has given you, it will be compulsorily taken as wholly personal and everything will become taxable. Supposing your boss has given you 2-3 cars. All the cards you are using sometimes for office, sometimes personal. All the cards you pay tax on such low amount, 1,800. Nice, sir. This concept is classically similar to the concept of self-occupied property. There you can put maximum 2. Here you can put maximum 1. So if your boss has given you 2 cars, do one thing. Take car 1 under POP. So car 2 you have to assume only personal and pay tax on everything. Find out the total perquisite. Option 2. Make car 1 private and car 2 POP. And value your perquisite. And we give you the option of paying tax on whichever is lower. But you cannot take more than one car as POPP. Just like in house property, after 2 everything is deemed to be let out. Here also after 1 only, that was also 1 only once upon a time, but here after 1 everything will be deemed to be private. ये clear है everyone? Third, if your employer is giving you conveyance facility between home and office, this is also shortly known as pick up and drop facility. Possible, lot of corporate organizations give this facility. This conveyance facility is going to be fully exempt. Though I still wish to remind you of something that I have taught you before. Conveyance allowance. Anyone remembers the tax? You have to remember, because now the chapter is getting over. We will solve a couple of questions on individual concept like we did on gratuity, pension, etc. And then we will be. Remember house property, Chirkut Kumar, full chapter, it was a revision. We have 2 questions, similar questions that will revise our full chapter, salary. So do you remember this? Conveyance allowance, if it was given between home and office, it was fully taxable. So tax benefit is only if pick up drop. If money is given, it will be fully taxable. Sir, why? So when they are giving you pickup drop, they are basically doing it for themselves. Money they are giving you, you can make whatever use you want. But a lot of organizations, call centers for example, they need to start on time. Their phone lines start on time. So every day you will have a new excuse. One day you will say, sir, I fought with the ticket issuer. One day you will have, sir, I missed my train. Every day you will have a new excuse. You are used to giving excuses. You can do that in front of your parents and teachers. Corporate world will not accept nonsense. Because every time you are inefficient in your job, there is someone better who is ready to take your place. I have replaced a lot of popular teachers in coaching classes. And the first fear of the class owner was the outgoing person is really, really famous. What about that standard? Like literally one class owner told me that, sir, our students ask very difficult doubts. Huh? Will you be comfortable? This was like 6, 7 years ago. I mean, now listen, if I look like this now, imagine how I used to look 7 years ago. Experience was also lower than today. I said, sir, let me enter the class. Students will ask doubts. No? It is their right to ask doubts. I will answer those doubts. If you think I'm not good, then we'll not have another batch. Or maybe let me take a trial for 1 week. If they don't like, then we'll discontinue. What else can I do? But then you saying that they ask very difficult doubts. So what do you want? You don't want me to take the batch? I'll not take the batch. What do you want, sir? Poor guy, he had no option. He gave me the badge, and I'm still working with that organization. That organization is the longest I have worked with someone in so many years. The organization with which I work in that part of the city, Mulund Thane wala part. Abhi turn karke naam par. Even today, I am working with them. The guy who was before me, students were crazy, especially the CA final students. Handling them was very difficult because inter they had studied from that person, and they never had a fight. Matlab, he just wanted to uh, take a break from quit the teaching profession because he established a very good CA form of his practice. And teaching is demanding. For so many hours you have to speak. You can't be 5 minutes late. Also morning also you have to like really get up early when it is a CA final lecture. After a point you get saturated. You don't want to do it, and you have better sources and earning more. So you look for better options. But if the professor is going to class, has to arrange a replacement. Problem is that student will not accept this replacement. I said, sir, chill, sir. किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार हाँ same thing happened when I told them that now I will take inter also in your class. Whoever is taking inter, please remove. Otherwise, I will not be able to take final. Because the problem is that I am taking directly final. So how will the student know that who is teaching them? They need to have some experience. Otherwise, final mein admissions will get affected. So again, he was scared. Finally set, but he's like final professor, national level professor at inter. If professor is here, students are here. In final, we bring them here. Slowly and gradually. At inter, we come down and ask any teacher. The teacher will tell you this trick. In inter, you have to go to the level of the student. You can't expect the student to come to your level. I have to do that in final also because I know what students do at inter. So, but he was still scared. Sir, will you be able to do inter because your level is different? So, chill karo. If I am not good, then we'll not continue. Same thing. And last 2 years, I am taking all the inter matches also. Earlier, I used to take only. So, replacement is very, very difficult at some places. You need to keep your staff motivated. You need to make sure they reach office on time. They reach their houses on time. Next, if you want female employees especially to work till late, thankfully we are in Mumbai. Mumbai is the safest city, one of the safest city in the world, bro. At any point of time during the day or night, everyone is safe. Bro, in Delhi, sorry, but men are also not safe. Men also, and in broad daylight also, anybody will come and do anything to you. Men are also not safe, bro. During broad daylight, people come and touch men inappropriately. People are making fun of Tej, bro. At one traffic signal, it happened with you also in Mumbai. Hey, Chikne. That KEM wala signal, it does happen. I stopped taking that route only. Then I come from that ITC wala route. Well, KEM signal is always jam packed, so I take that other route, SS Rao route. Then I go to ITC. That ITC wala signal is always empty. Then I take a turn from there. But it has happened with me during train journey also. Hey, Dena. And don't react to this by sir. You're doing it very nicely, sir. Huh? You have experience, must. We will keep a separate session on that. Huh? We don't want risk to employees because if anything happens, the company's name will get spoiled. For these reasons, we are giving pickup drop facility that has to be exempt. But money, if we give, it is going to be taxable. Everyone is clear. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjana Mitra, congratulations, Abhinandan, Badhai ho. That's the end of your first two heads of income, I must say, because house property we have already completed. Yes, we have to finish a few questions before we officially declare this as over. We start at 3 o'clock sharp. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo Sajjano Mitro, welcome back. We are done with our chapter called Salary, but we have to, of course, finish the questions that are remaining in the chapter. So we go to the yeah. Huh? What happened? Dongri aake marega. What happened? Tell me first. Till the time this question is opening, tell me what happened. Fatafat bol. So why are you doing things that he has to scream? He is touching you inappropriately. See, we have to do two questions which are based on individual concepts. One is medical facility, one is motor car facility. The big ones, which we did today. And then we will do full-fledged questions on salary. So question 43 we have completed. We go to question number 40 on page number 68. Yes, please.
Mr. A is employed with expected salary before the medical purposes for the year is 1,80,000. Mr. A has to undergo heart surgery outside India and X Limited bears the following expenses of Mr. A and one attendant. Cost of medical treatment of Mr. A outside India 4,50,000, out of which permitted by RBI 4,38,000. Cost of stay abroad of Mr. A and one attendant 1,50,000, out of which permitted by RBI 1,42,000. Cost of travel of Mr. A and one attendant 2,75,000, out of which permitted by RBI 2,50,000. Ascertain the taxable perquisite value if Mr. A does not have any other income. Mr. A has interest on government securities of 6,000.
So there are two parts of the question: no other income and government securities. But this is medical treatment. Come on, yes or no? Now, in course of medical treatment done abroad, we get exemption to the extent of amount permitted by RBI. That is correct. Provided the patient is self or familiar, the employee himself is going. So yes, we will get exemption. You are given this facility in three parts: cost of treatment, cost of travel, cost of stay and food. And there are two parts of the question. Case 1, where he has no other income, and case 2, where he has got, I think, interest income. We can call it income from other sources of 6,000 rupees. Correct? We have to do valuation of your perquisite. Your perquisite, as I said, comprises of three parts. Part 1 is what? Cost of the treatment. How much is the amount spent for treatment? 4,50,000. Out of which the amount of exemption is going to be the amount which is permitted by. This is allowed only if the income is up to 2 lakh. No, this is always going to be allowed. amount permitted by RBI. Fantastic. So can I say the taxable perquisite here will be 12,000 for both? Second, the cost of stay abroad. The amount paid by employer is, but the amount permitted by RBI 140. Will we get this exemption always? Check 2 lakh? No, don't check 2 lakh. 8,000. Correct? And finally, the cost of travel, where employer has incurred 2,75,000, from which we will get amount which is exempt up to RBI permission, but only if year not salary, only if gross total income is up to rupees 2 lakh, for which we will have to make working note 1 to check whether it is within 2 lakh or not. We don't know as yet. If it is within 2 lakh, here we will subtract that amount which is given to us at 2 lakh 50,000. And if it is not, so we will write no exemption. And after this, do you realize, once we know that we have to give the exemption or no, we will get our taxable perquisite. Ye correct hai? So all we have to do is decide whether that travel ka exemption is allowed or not. As the question is point columnar, let's continue our working note also columnar. Let's see what is the GTI excluding the travel part, because travel we don't have to take. So in GTI, what are the components that we have? We have salary, that is in both cases 1,80,000. Then we have income from other sources, which is 0 and 6,000. That's the only difference between them. So is this the total that we will check to check the 2 lakh limit? No, everything other than travel. So we will also include the treatment wala taxable part. Taxable part is 12,000 in both cases. And we will also take the stay wala part. Stay wala part is 8,000 in both cases. Accordingly, this is giving you a total of 2 lakh. 2 lakh 6,000. If both have touched 2 lakh, so both won't get exemption. Correct? No. The one which is equal to 2 lakh will be eligible. This is where equal to matters. A lot of students don't give respect to equal to. The institute never asks question on less than or greater than. They know everyone will answer. They always ask question on equal to. In equal to, will you get the benefit? Yes. So case 1 may will we give the benefit? Yes. 2 lakh. But case 2 may we won't, because the income is exceeding the threshold. Accordingly, your taxable perquisite will be 45,000 and 2 lakh 95,000. Understood, everyone? Fantastic. So 42 done. 43 also. 43 was medical loan wala part. That also done. As far as 41 is concerned, this question you will not be able to solve right now. This question you will be able to solve only after I complete a chapter relief under section 89. After tax rates, we have a chapter relief. 3 chapters on tax calculation, tax rates, relief and AMT. After relief, you will be able to do it. Right now, you won't get it. Like this, in our scope of total income, scope of total income, residential status, there was one question which I said you will understand only after salary. Now, today, if you go and try that question, you will laugh at that question. You say, Lord. But on that day, it was difficult. Bro, I'll tell you what, there was a time in your life when you were not able to say, twinkle, twinkle, little star. You used to say, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Then your parents corrected you, tal nahi, star. There was a time when that was difficult. There was a time when 1 plus 2 equal to was difficult. When I ask addition questions to my son, addition, subtraction come to kids in that way, first standard onwards. But basic maths. So how his teacher has taught him? Whenever you add, keep one number in your mind and the other on your finger. You do the same. 1 in my mind, 2 on my finger. 1, 2, 3. So 1 plus 2, 3. That's how he does addition. You do the same thing. No, you teach kids the same way. Which kids? See, my house neighbors' kids come, I understand. I consider them as my own children. So, 40 we have completed, 39 we have completed. 38 we have not completed. We have VRS. 37 we have completed, 36 done, 35 done. Question number 34 is on motor car. Question number 34, page number 65. Yes, please.
X is employed in a company as a supervisor. His basic salary net 2,20,000 after deducting the following at source. Income tax 20,000.
So please understand, his salary was 2 lakh 40. Listen. But because the payer is supposed to deduct the money and pay to the government, so cash he gave you only 220. I have explained the concept of TDS to you. That payer will give to the government, but will you get it back? So your salary is not 220, it is 240. You understand? This is net cash receipt. This is net cash receipt. Hello? Yes? Income tax 20,000. Next.
Professional tax 2,500.
See, normally what happens? I get my salary. From that I pay my professional tax. At the top I will write full amount because professional tax paid I get deduction. Here my employer is saying, don't worry, I will pay your professional tax. So he deducted only and he gave it to me. So the net that I have received is not what is my basic salary. My basic salary, I have to add this also. But of course, at the bottom after gross salary, I will take the deduction because I have already paid. My boss has deducted it from me. So first add, then subtract. Next. Housing loan installment 4,000 per month. So understand. Supposingly my monthly salary is 50,000, but I have taken some money from my boss. Sir, I want a home. So boss gave me money. Boss is like, how will you repay? Sir, every month I will return 4,000. So every month he will give me cash 46. Cash received 46. Is 46 my salary? My salary is 50. So how to get the correct salary? Again, you will have to add it. Next.
Alimony to divorced wife as court order 12,000 per month.
See, whenever you want a divorce for peace of mind, you want to separate from your spouse, so you will have to pay every month some maintenance money. That is known as alimony. In case you are not aware of it, just to let you know, it will be very useful in the near future. So, alimony. Now, while the court has told you to pay 50,000, 12,000 every month to your spouse, the court does not have trust. You will not pay. Court calls your employer, hey, come here. How much is the salary of this employee? Boss said, sir, 50,000. Don't pay him 50, pay him only 38. Boss said, yes, discount. No, discount nahi. That 12 you will pay to his ex-wife, former wife. So in cash you are getting only 38. But what is your taxable salary? 50,000. You understand? So this also we will have to add. Next.
He is provided car facility with capacity of 1200 cc,
1.2 liter, same as 1200. Correct. What are the details regarding car?
Petrol and maintenance expenses incurred by employer 45,000. Cost of car 3,25,000. Driver salary 48,000 incurred by employer. Equity share.
एक second. That means this much part of the question is the detail about the car. So we have to decide what is the car purchase. That is the main part of the question. Go ahead.
Equity shares having fair market value of 1 lakh were allotted to them by the company at a concessional rate price of 20,000 on 30th May 24.
For those of you all who don't know, some may be knowing if you have studied this chapter in accounts anywhere, there is a concept called sweat equity shares ESOP, where employer organization ka securities are given to the employees at concessional price. You are aware of the concept of ESOP, sweat equity? So if this employee goes and buys these shares in the market, how much he will have to pay? 1 lakh. But company is taking only 20,000. Is that a benefit that you are getting? Worth. How much? 1 lakh wrong. Because 20 you are paying, no? So benefit is worth 80. So we will add in your taxable salary 80,000. Value of the asset minus amount recovered. Understood? So yes, that is there. And then finally,
calculate income from salary if car owned by employer is used for full private use and employer recovers 10,000 from employee. Car owned by employer is used for private use and employer recovers 10,000 from employee. Car is owned by employee and used by employee for office as well as personal use.
So understand. In the main question they have said all expenses including driver employer is giving. Can you see this? Expenses and driver employer is giving. But as far as the car is concerned, they have only said cost. They have not given who paid for it because they want to divide question in three parts. Case 1, who got the car? Employer. Employer. Case 2, who got the car? Employer. Case 3, employee got the car. Correct hai? You understood this part? So car ka ownership is changed. But based on that, our perquisite value also changes. And a very, very important part in perquisite valuation is also the usage. So that is also given. Recovery is also given. All the details are given. But you just have to recollect which part of the chart, which part of the chart this question falls. You understand? So chalo, let us discuss. But do you realize that except the car part, the rest of it is absolutely same? Basic salary is same in all the three cases. So what we will do is, if this question is asking us to do calculation of income from salary, the only thing that is different in the three situations is the value of the car. Everything else is same. So let us solve the question on columnar basis. For example, the first thing that you have been given is the net basic salary, which is the cash received. How much is cash? 2,20,000 irrespective of situation. But that is incorrect basic salary. The correct taxable salary is a higher amount after adding back the deductions. So what are the deductions? One, income tax. You can also call it by the name of TDS, which employer has deducted. So my taxable salary actually will include that amount. Next, professional tax. Of course, because I have already paid. So later I will also get deduction. But for now I will have to add because it is subtracted. Please understand. If they would have given this total amount, which already has professional tax, then I will only subtract in deductions. But if they have minus, so we have to first add and then subtract. Next is housing loan. So we add 4,000 in all the columns. Rubbish. Rubbish. Don't make such silly mistakes, please. We will be adding 48,000 because it is per month. Next, alimony. Money, alimony is also per month. 1,44,000. Next is car and equity shares. So can I say this is my actual final answer of my basic salary? How much is the basic salary taxable? 4,34,000. And second column? Thank you. But there is one problem. If you have made a mistake in first column, it will be wrong in the second and third column. Everything is same. Next we have sweat equity, which is going to be 1 lakh minus 20 you have paid. No? So the benefit is worth 80,000. And the only thing which is left after this is motor car facility. Motor car is the only thing which has changed. So based on situation, I will make working note 1, 2 and 3 based on which situation I am following. Can I call this my gross salary because I have taken everything now? Only motor car ka amount is remaining. So right now don't take the total. Wait for that motor car. But from the gross salary I am going to be eligible for deduction under section 16. Under section 16 1A I will be getting standard deduction, which I can clearly observe. See, ideally speaking, unless and until you get this amount, you should not be minusing. But we can clearly observe no, that the amount is greater than 50. So you can write this amount. Only motor car is remaining. And of course, 16.3. Have you paid that? Because it is already deducted. Because it was minus, we added. Otherwise, if it is already included in salary, we only minus. But here you have minus to add and then subtract. How much we have already paid? So do you realize this part of the question also does not change? This will give you your net taxable salary in all the cases. Correct, bro? The whole question comes down to going and making your working notes with respect to car. First thing that you always check for the car is purpose. Who brought the car? What purpose the car was used will decide I have to take what. If it is official, I don't have to take anything. What is the car used for? Situation 1, because this is the only thing that is changing. Private use. When it is wholly private means everything is taxable. And now that everything is taxable, you have to see what is boss giving. Car or expense. In case 1. So by the way, I must tell you, expense in all the 3 boss is only giving, because here only they have said expense by employer. So your thinking should be only about car. Who is bringing the car? Situation 1. Employer. So boss is giving me car. For car, what is the valuation in private? Full taxable, 3,25,000. 10% of the cost. No, Baba. Hello. 10% of cost. Fully taxable. But if it is purchased, then we have to take 10%. No. And is boss giving you expense also? Which in the main question only he is doing. I think 45 plus 48. No? That is 45 expenses and 48 driver. So total is 93,000. Is this total fully taxable? Because it is private, everything is taxable, but of course not this total, because have they given recovery? Yes. Will we subtract the recovered amount? Yes, we will. Hello. So we will be left with 1,15,500, giving you the taxable year perquisite value 1,15,500. Make sure you complete it here only so that we can go to working note 2 and later complete. So what is the gross salary? Correct hai? Now that you have understood the presentation, you realize we have to finish the second and the third column on similar way. So what is the second? What are you thinking? I want to know that first. Private hai? No, bro. What are you thinking? Purpose. This time it is partly official, partly personal. When it is partly official, partly personal, you have to go and see the CC, because everything is given on CC basis. 1200 cc, that is small car, less than or equal to 1600 cc. So everything about small car. And now in small car, with situation, both only car, only expense. See, only car can't be, because expense so he is giving. Is he giving car also? That you check. Yes, car also he is giving. That means this is POPP both. POPP both. First situation of POPP. And in first situation of POPP, what was the rule for small car? All the car plus expense was 1,800 per month. Correct? Plus driver is also given here. So for driver we have 900 per month, making the total 2,700 per month. When we multiply by 12, we will get 32,400 per month. Correct? Have they given recovery? Have they given recovery? Yes. So how much we will subtract? Why? Because in notional, recoveries will not be subtracted. So 32,400 and complete this please. 546, 900 and 494, 400. Correct? This time in the third case, I can give you this also very fast, but I want you to think. I see the classroom is not about bringing solutions. Classroom is about what you are thinking. Are you thinking correct? You tell me, what are you thinking? What will you write? Imagine this is your answer paper. What do you want to write? Because writing on this paper will bring marks. No? What do you want to write? What will you write? Come on. First step is POPP. Then CC, no, because POPP, CC is relevant. So it is same as the previous. Now boss is giving you only expense. Expense to main question only he gave you, no? Correct? And this time car employee is bringing. That means the only thing employer gave was expense. So this becomes which case of POPP? First, second or third? Last case. In that last case, what was the valuation? They told you to take actual total expense of the employer. What is the actual total expense of employer? 48 plus 45? 93,000. Correct? From this, what to do? Minus official. This time official is given on notional basis. Correct? For the expenses for the car, 1800 per month, and for driver, 900 per month. Correct? But bro, what if I tell you this is the amount that has to be subtracted? So this time the 32,400 that we will get will be, so the same 32,400 which was taxable last time is something which is considered as official and subtracted this time. Correct? Have they given recovery? No, they have not. But even if they will give, we will, because we are lessing, minusing, subtracting from, but they have not given. So we are not taking 60,600. You understood the law as well as the presentation? So 60,600, ladies and gentlemen. 575, 100, and 522, 600. Everyone understood the presentation as well as the law. Ladies and gentlemen, questions on individual salary concepts over. Now we are left with two questions that we have to do. The unsolved ones. Solved questions, immediate homework. Full-fledged salary chapter. Last few days, whatever we have studied will be tested at one place. Question number 32, page number 64. Show your efficiency. Do these questions. I leave. Question 32, page 64. Stop throwing things around because you efficient, you finish the two questions in 20 minutes, I'll leave you. Okay?
Mr. Suresh Siddipar is employed as production manager in Chemical Limited since 2020. For the previous year 24-25, he had following salary particulars. Basic salary 20,000 per month. Dearness allowance 5,000 per month, 60% in term. Education allowance 600 per month. For eldest and second child, total actual education expenses amounted to 19,400. Entertainment allowance for office purpose 2,000 per month. HRA received 10,000 per month. Rent paid 11,000 per month. Fixed medical allowance 2,500 per month. Amount spent for medical treatment 18,700. Conveyance allowance 3,000 per month. Amount spent for office conveyance 18,700 and personal conveyance 19,000. Transport allowance 1,200 per month up to October 24 and 2,000 per month since November 24. Actual expenses for commuting to office and back to residence amounted to 7,100 per only. Compensation from a past employed as per court decision due to wrongful termination 10 lakhs. Mr. Suresh is also a partner in GST Consultancy Services, Factory Automation Consultants. From this firm, he received a salary as partner 1,20,000 and commission 2 lakhs. He has paid professional tax to Government of Maharashtra 2,500. He is in old taxation regime. Calculate income from salary for assessment year 25-26. He is in old taxation regime.
You crazy or what? One question, you are reading the same line twice. You have to read one line only once. Or twice you are saying he is in old taxation. You don't know how to read books. He is in printing mistake. Bro, same line printed twice. Okay. He is in old regime. The difference is standard deduction. New regime, there is an amendment. As you are aware, standard deduction will be 75,000. We have to do calculation of income from salary, means we have to do everything in the chapter. See, if you start thinking about everything together, sir, entertainment, sir, HRA, sir, see, don't think about everything together. Think about one thing at a time. Are you thinking of foundation, inter, final together? But some of you are not thinking of inter also. So you are obviously not going to think of inter and final together. No? Think about one thing at a time. In Marathi, there is a proverb, tapya tapya. You also did not understand. Tapya tapya. Part by part, process by process, one thing at a time. So first, only think of the first thing given to you. Basic salary. They are asking us to do what? Calculation of income from salary. You all are aware of the pro forma, particulars and two columns. Whatever has exemption, we will write in the inner column. Whatever does not have exemption, we will directly write in the outer column. For example, first thing given to us is basic salary is how much? 20,000 per month. Basic salary is fully taxable or there is some exemption? So do you realize what I am going to do? Directly write it in the outer column. Understood? Next is dearness allowance. How much DA he is getting? 5,000 per month. That is a total of 60,000. But I won't write that 60,000 directly. I will split that 60 into two parts. In terms and not in terms. The in terms portion of DA is, the not in terms portion is giving you the DA of 36, and by the way, this full 60 is coming in the outer column. So effectively full 5 into 12 is coming. Then why are you doing this time pass? Sometimes I need only this figure. For some calculation, I will need the division of DA. Next thing. Now you realize one line at a time, one thing at a time, one adjustment, one mark, one adjustment, one mark. So next. Education allowance. Children education allowance. The total received by him 600 per month for two children. So you can have only two children. You can have, but educate only two. No. Are you the third one? No. So educate all, but exemption will be given only for. So here there is a slight problem. Problem is that they have given 600 total. We have not been given the breakup. So we have no choice but to assume both children, both 300 each, 300 each. Supposingly they tell us first child 550, second child 50 rupees. Then we can give exemption child on child basis. But here we have to assume both are equal. So what we have to do? Minus the exemption. How much? Maximum 100 per month. Of course into 12 and into maximum 2 children, where the exemption effectively will come to 2,400 and taxable will be 4,800. In case they give us division, say 550 and 50. So first child we will say 450 taxable. Second child we will say fully exempt, 50 rupees. You understood? But here they have not given, so we are assuming 300 for both. But the actual education expenses are 19,400. But we have made a mistake. We took only 2,400. Huh? Exemption will be 7,000. So the actual expenses are irrelevant. This is amount based exemption, not expenditure based exemption. Hello? Okay, next. Next. Entertainment allowance received. How much? 2,000 per month. You will tell me what? Listen to my question. Inner column or outer column? Q? It is fully taxable. Government? Government or non-government, this presentation will be same only. It will come in the total. Only in government we will give deduction. Here we won't give that because private. Next. HRA received. How much? 10,000 per month. Total 120. Inner or outer? Sir, why? Because here we have some exemption under section 10(13)(a), which is going to be least of. Anyone remembers the amounts? The limits? 1. Actual. Actual is how much? 1,20,000. 2. 50 or 40. Problem hai na bro. Problem hai. They have told us that he is paying rent 11,000 per month. but they have not told us whether it is MKDC or others. If it is MKDC, तो 50. If it is others, तो 40%. Confusion. When the question is silent, you take any one of them. Then we will see what to do. Right now, we will take, let us assume 40% of salary. I hope you are not thinking, sir, government of Maharashtra. So Maharashtra is Mumbai. No, Maharashtra is Pune, Nagpur, Gadchiroli, Yavatmal, Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, everything. No? So Maharashtra is not Mumbai. So more probability of it being 40%. When the question is silent, it is an assumption. I leave the choice to you. 40% of salary. So 40% of what? Basic plus DA in terms plus fixed percentage commission on turnover. There is no commission. That is why we need the division. So what do you get here? 1,10,400. And anyone remembers the third limit? Rent paid minus 10% of salary. So what is the rent that you are paying? 11,000 per month. 1,21,000 minus 10% of that same 276. 27,600. 121, sorry, 132 minus 27,600. 1 lakh. 11 into 12 minus 27,600. 1,04,400. Confusion है? 11,000 into 12 is 132 and plus and 10% of 2,76,000 is 27,600 and minus MRC 1,04,400. Choose your exemption, please. 1,04,400 and taxable 15,600. Okay, wait, bro. Now there is one clarification. The place of house is not required because at 40% also this is not becoming answer. At 50% it would have been higher. Still wouldn't have become the answer. So final answer was going to be this only. Therefore, they have not clarified. If this makes a difference, they will give it. If it does not make a difference, how does it matter? 40 or 50, ultimately answer is the third answer. Therefore, they have not given. Otherwise, they will give it. Clear hai? Next. Fixed medical allowance. How much? 2,500 per month. But there are expenses. To hell with it. Fixed medical allowance is fully taxable. Here also the expenses are irrelevant. Next. Conveyance allowance. How much is the conveyance received? 3,000 per month. So total 36,000 minus you have spent for office 18,700 and for personal 19. So total expense will be subtracted? No. Conveyance allowance is expenditure based exemption. So we will subtract expense for office use. And the total expense for office use is 18,700, giving you taxable conveyance of. Correct hai. Next thing given to us is transport allowance. See, as far as transport is concerned, for handicapped employees, there may be some exemption, 3,200. But here they have not given any details. So whatever we have received, 1,400 we have received till October. That's 7 months. And 2,000 we have received for the remaining 5 months. 19,800. Fully taxable, obviously. Hello. Correct hai. Why? Because in transport allowance, tax benefit is given only to disabled employees. Next. Compensation from past employer as per wrongful termination. What do we call this? Retrenchment compensation. Correct hai? How much I have received? 10 lakh. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, listen. You have anything to say about retrenchment compensation? Minus the amount exempt. How do you calculate the amount which is exempt? Actual 10 lakh. Maximum notified 5 lakh. And there was a third calculation, 15 by 26 into salary into number of years of service. A problem is that past employer ka number of years, last drawn salary, nothing is given. We won't be able to calculate exemption. And because there is no detail, we will have to write 10 lakh is taxable. Look, there is another opinion to this. Some students argue, sir, if there is no data given, at least take the maximum notified as exempt. But what you are not understanding is, you don't know whether in the past also he has already taken some exemption. So what we are just simply saying is, 1010B is the exemption not calculated due to lack of information. In the absence of any specific information, we are not calculating the exemption. With this, you are one, giving your solution. Two, convincing the paper checker that you give me data, I will do 1010B. You have not given me data, that is your problem. You have solved both problems. Do you understand? You can take the other alternative, but assuming the maximum notified to be the answer is incorrect because there is no data given to you. But I leave the choice to you. I will not argue with you. You can say, sir, take 5. Take 5. Your answer, my answer will be different. As long as I am writing the note, you write the note. In your right, what will you in your note, what will you write? That in the absence of info, it is assumed that maximum notified is the lowest. But I am not discussing with you. When the question is silent, both answers are correct, provided you give your explanation on the basis of given question. Is that clear? Next, apart from that, he has also received salary and commission from GSK Consultancy Services. Correct. So that total amount taxable here will be 3,20,000. 320 na? Nahin. Say no. So answer no. So what? Amount I will have to write. Because he is not. When you are thinking correct, no, speak also. Even if you are thinking wrong, classroom may speak. Give the wrong answer. I know this is only the 15th lecture. I know that. But we have spent enough time with each other for you to understand one thing. I have never and I will never make fun of a wrong answer. And even if I do, how does it matter? We are making fun of everyone. The problem is when you don't answer. We will just imagine in exam you are thinking, I'm not sure. So you are not sure, you will not write anything. You are not sure, still you have to write. Because there is no negative marking here. What if the thing about which you are not sure is only the correct answer? You never know, you will get your marks by writing that only. So speak. Sir, partner hai, it is not employee, therefore it won't come here. You don't have to talk to each other about this. Tell me, I'll tell you you are right. Get rid of this lack of confidence. Give answers confidently, preferably correct ones. When I say give answers confidently does not mean you speak anything, because ultimately Pratik is supplying stuff also. But at least when you are thinking correct, what is the harm in giving the answer? Understood? Please maintain the confidence. Your confidence, overall classroom confidence. Yes, it won't come here because not a partner. Fantastic. Not an employee. He's a partner. Everything else done. That's your gross salary from which we will take deductions under section 16. In 16(1)(a), we'll get standard deduction 50,000, and in 16(3), because he has paid 2,500, total deductions amounting to 52,500. Of course, will give you your net taxable salary. See what is the total coming, and then from that total you just have to subtract 52,500. And what is this? You are CA students, you romance your calculator for the rest of your life. CA student calculator, most romantic story on planet Earth. Hashtag couple challenge. That's your only couple possible. So taking this total is not my job, not even your job, your calculator's job. Please make sure you complete this by yourself. And this will take us to the last question that we have. Question number 33. Yes, please. Very generic name, Rahul Sharma.
Rahul Sharma, an employee of TCS Limited, gives you the following salary particulars. Basic salary up to October 24, 15,000 per month. Since November 24, 20,000 per month. Out of this, he has foregone 20,000 for sending it to Varanasi as his offering for religious purposes, and surrendered 7,000 to Bihar government for flood relief as per surrender of salary leaves. Dearness allowance 80% of basic salary, but 40% of it is not in terms of employment. Bonus declared 1 lakh but received 45,000. Turnover commission 0.1%. Relevant turnover 12 crore 50 lakhs. Children education allowance, first child 150 per month, second child 85 per month, and third child 60 per month. Actual annual education expenses for all children 1,200. Employees contribution to recognized provident fund 3,000 per month. Employees contribution to recognized provident fund 4,000 per month. Interest credited to RPF at the rate 10% being 1,50,000. Advance as loan for purchase of plasma TV 20,000. He received leave salary of 23,600 for the unavailed leave of financial year 23-24. Tax on employment paid to state government is 200 per month. Prepare statement of income from salary for assessment year 25-26. He is in old taxation regime.
Old taxation regime मतलब 50,000. We have to do once again what? Income from salary. Now you know the system. One thing at a time. So this will serve as your extra practice. These last two questions are basically going to act as your full-fledged revision of the chapter. At the end of your syllabus, you should be practicing one question which covers the entire chapter. They will serve the purpose. So we start with first basic. See, basic also during the year has changed. Starting May he was getting 15,000 till the month of I think October. So that is 1,05,000 for 7 months. And then thereafter he got 20,000 for the remaining 5 months, making it 1 lakh. The total basic salary for the year 2 lakh 5. Still I am not writing it in the outer column because there is further data given to us. What is next given to us? He has sent some salary as his religious offering to Varanasi. So what to do? Minus it? No. Foregone salary is going to be taxable. So we won't be subtracting it. But at the same time, there is also some surrendered salary. Surrendered salary is how much? 7,000. Will we subtract this? Yes, because the salary is surrendered to government, giving you 1 lakh 98,000. Are you correct or no? Next, second, dearness allowance. The total that he has received is 80% of basic. So whatever is the total that we will write here, which we also know out of this total, some portion is in terms, some portion is not in terms. We also know whatever be the breakup, in terms or not in terms, that total will be taxable, but we still need the division because for some calculations we need only the in terms, for some calculation we need both. But problem is last time 5,000 into 1260 was given to us, so we just did 64. Here it is given to us not in rupees but in percent. So first find out what is that DA. 80% of basic. Now you have basic of 205 and you are showing basic in taxable amount as 198. So listen to the question carefully because this is the main point of the question. You are going to take 80% of 198 or 205. 198 or 205. 205. Here you are showing 198. Still 205. Why? Why? Basic salary here is 198. Give me a better reason. So what? See, what you are doing is not what I am asking. I am asking why 205? Uska reason give me. Why not 198? Employer is giving you 205 plus 80%. 205 plus 80. 205 plus 80. From 205 you surrender. Employer does not know. In the eyes of employer, who is giving you 80% of basic, your salary is 205. You understand? Employer does not know about your surrender. So yes, 198 with the breakup of 98 400, 65 600. Once breakup is right. I'm very smart, bro. Answer is still right. Bro, years and years. But you understood why 205? because employer knows of 205 and employer is giving you the DA. Fantastic. Next, bonus. Bonus declared 1 lakh but received only 45. So we have received only 45. So what will we take? Come on, at this stage of the chapter, you can't be going into silent zone. 1 lakh or 45? Why 1 lakh? Due or received, whichever is. 2 minutes ago, I gave you a long speech on having the confidence. Say the answer. Let it be wrong. Right, Anna? The answer which you are giving with less confidence is the right answer. By this only you will develop the confidence. Give the answer. 1 lakh because due or received, whichever is earlier. Next. Fixed percentage commission on turnover. Will we take this? What is the turnover that he has purchased? Fixed percent. What is the turnover that he has achieved? 12 crore 50 lakh or 12.5 crore into 0.1%. Abhi problem is that we have not seen such a big amount in life, even in questions. Your accounts ka question give building 5,000 rupees. Which building comes in 5,000? But the accounts ka questions are like this. So you be very careful. It is 12,500 or 12 lakh 50 or what exactly it is. 1 lakh 25 because wrong number you enter, vote will go to BJP. Press buttons very carefully. Clear hai? Next. Children education allowance. Fantastic. First child, how much you are getting? 150. But we'll take exemption of maximum 100 and pay tax on 15 to 12. 600. Second child, how much you are getting? 80. Minus 100, nahi. Full exempt. How does it matter, bro? 85 minus 85 is same as 80 minus 80. Nahi, right. I appreciate. Auditors. Third, 60. Below 100. So 60 minus 60? No. Nil. Sir, why? Because maximum 2 children. So 60 into 12, 720. And total taxable, 1,320. Next. Employee contribution. Please everyone understand. I am getting this basic salary. No, this nahi. Sorry. This basic salary. From this basic salary, I contribute anything to RPF. My salary ka figure here won't change. This will remain same. In fact, total of salary will also remain same. The amount which I am contributing will be available as a tax benefit under deductions. So right now, my contribution won't come anywhere. But whatever my employer has contributed, is that over and above? So that has to be coming here. Employer to RPF. How much has the employer contributed? 4,000 into 12. But inner column. Sir, why? Because we have exempt up to 12% of salary. This 12% of salary will cover your three things: basic DA in terms and percentage commission 125, DA in terms 90 at 400. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what will be the basic salary? Main point of the question. Basic salary. Last time we had two options here in DA. So we took 205. Does not mean this time also we will take 205. And just because I said this does not mean we will take 198. What will we take? 205 or 198 is my question. You understood the question? DA in terms percentage commission is clearly visible. What will you take here? Bolo, bro. 205. Why? So last time also 205. No, this time. Employee. So employer has given 205. So we take 205. So okay, answer what I'm asking. Who is giving you DA? Employer. How much basic employer knows? 205. So in DA we took 205. Who is giving you the exemption? Employer. Employer gives exemption. Who gives exemption? Income tax law. And what are you showing the income tax law? Matlab you want to pay tax on 198 and take exemption of 205. Hashtag thug life. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No, bro. Employer is giving DA, so DA will be percentage of employer knowledge. But exemption who is giving? Income tax. So this will be percentage of income tax, and income tax knows what you have shown. You understand or no? Main point of this question. Of course, it cannot exceed 48,000. You can't make it negative, but still you will get marks for this. Understood, everyone? Okay, next. Interest on RPF. Where will I write it? Inner column. Sir, why? Because exempt up to 9.5%. So 142, 500. If 10% is 150, so 9.5 is how much? Cross multiplication. You got this? Next. Advance as loan for purchase of plasma TV. 20,000. Problem hai bro, problem hai. Boss has given loan. He will adjust in salary. Problem bro. They have not given SBI rate. They have not given employer rate. They have not given anything. Then how should we value the perquisite? Boss is giving loan, no? How to value the loan? So, to this you should have said immediately, Gadedas. No problem. Good, you answered, no? Correct answer is more important. You take an extra second, give the correct answer and give it with confidence. You'll need lot of confidence in PGBP capital gain. You understood? Up to 20, not a taxable perquisite. Therefore, nothing is given. And leave encashment. Leave salary is given, no? How much? 23,600. Again, there is problem. Because we take maximum 1 month per completed year. But how much boss is giving, they have not given. Nothing is given. So, leave encashment, bro. During service is going to be fully taxable. Exemption is only if it is received at the time of retirement. Concepts are what are taught already. Do you have the confidence of applying? Therefore, always solve the solved questions immediately. Today, you should have completed the house property ka additional question bank, and you have to be starting salary. If not, you are lagging. Let me give you advance warning, because you won't get an opportunity to recover from this lag. If you have not completed house property additional question bank, you are behind in life already. Let me give you a warning. Today you can still recover because PGBP is big. By that time, maybe you will complete house property and salary questions. But if you don't recover now, I will finish the syllabus and you will be left in some other world. And this is the biggest mistake of CA inter students, not working immediately, waiting for the right time and not making the time right. And how many have completed house property from additional question bank? Completed. But the answer is in front of you. Pass percentage of ICAI is how many people have completed out of total. And check ICAI the pass percentage. Never blame ICAI. Remember that you are making the mistake now. Record this video and keep it somewhere. Is that very clear? Please make sure that you solve it. This is your last chance to recover. After this, you will never be able to recover. By the time I finish PGBP, you have to complete all questions of 7. For now, this will be your rest of it is very, very easy and manageable. From this, of course, we have what? Standard deduction of 50,000 and professional tax we have paid 200 per month. So that's 2,000. Some states take less. Now it depends from state to state. This, ladies and gentlemen, will give you your net taxable salary. You just have to take the total, nothing great. Everyone is clear? See, question gives whatever you have to take it, because income tax you don't have to go and learn professional tax. Maharashtra takes 2,500. Any other state may be taking, but if they are giving you this, you take this. Maybe he has paid less. Maybe he has paid 100 rupees less. Payment basis you get. Everyone is clear. One last warning. By the time I do PGBP, if you don't finish till salary from the second book, we will never be able to recover. Never be able to recover. And then remember, you are the only person responsible. Take total number of students who have completed that work, divide by total number of students of the classroom, and compare it with ICAI pass percentage to understand who is responsible for CA results, not the institute. Not the institute. Are we clear? All right, ladies and gentlemen, new chapter, new lecture.